sometimes like, going to games and there's like just like it'll be like a Nuggets game and like there's just a different energy in the building. And for whatever reason on that particular night, whether someone's coming back or it's a rival coming into town or it's big for the standings or playoff seating or whatever, and I'm like, this just feels different. And in the moments leading up to teamwork, right, when they're in, their individual groups, just kind of, going after it, or getting after it, I should say, I'm like, this is just different. And the defensive players, the noise that they were making and the talking that they were doing, I had to walk by them pretty closely. I was trying to get to somewhere else on campus over there, and it was just like, okay, yeah, like this is, I'm hearing Malcolm Roach. I'm hearing these guys like what they're gonna go do, and I'm like, okay. And so yeah, it just has a different energy, and it's the closest thing to NFL football that we've had yet. And we react to the other practices because that's what we're gonna do. We're there. We're putting in the work, and we're gonna relay what happened at practice. But now it's like, okay, this is close to football here.
This is the real deal, and I'll never forget. And Steve Atwater, we talk to him all the time. We talked to him today, ZB.
Yep.
I'll never forget what he said. And he was just like, hey, look, Phil looks good without the pads. Obviously, you should when you're a little running back. You're fast, you're explosive, you're twitchy.
Yeah.
You look good. But, and I'm undrafted, right? Steve Atwater says, can you run in between the tackles? And that lit a fire up under my butt because it's like, hey, that's what I do. My father taught me at a young age how to run in between the tackles, how to get inside all the muck, all that dirt, and get back out. So I was ready to show not just my teammates, not just the coaching staff, but somebody like the great Steve Atwater that, hey, I belong here.
Yeah.
And we always talk about the story, and Steve came up to me one time and was like, man, I didn't know it fueled the fire like that. I said, Steve, I needed it. I needed somebody to bring that out. It's not that you doubted me, but you wanted to know. You wanted to know, can I play at this level at 182 pounds, all right, 5'8", on a good day? Can I hang with these fellas?
Right.
Can I hang with these big boys?
Right.
And so I got to show the world that day, the fans that were out there, my teammates, the coaching staff, and you, that I can play at this level. And so, like, something about the pads, once you get the pads on, you can't hide. You can't hide from me, Mr. Postman. You got to go out there and prove it, no matter who you are.
That's right.
No matter where you were drafted.
That's right.
You got to go out there and earn every rep.
Yeah, there's no doubt, man. There's no doubt. It was great seeing Steve today, Dave Logan out there as well.
Dave.
Hadn't seen him in a few months, and met Steve Atwater's beautiful wife on Saturday for the first time. There was a bunch of alumni there. Over the weekend. It was really cool. Can share a story or two from over the weekend a little bit later in today's show. But it was funny, and we'll get back to practice here in just a minute. But talking to Atwater and Dave Logan for just a couple minutes that I did, Dave Logan saying, well, actually, you were talking about, hey, if Atwater's in the NFL today, what are you making? And Atwater's like $20 million.
He's like, straight up $20 million. Minimum.
$20 million a season. And there's no doubt. There's no doubt about it. And Dave Logan saying, he's like, he said it was his fourth year in Cleveland.
Yeah.
And he goes, I go for I forget how many catches he said.
He's at 60 catches, 65 catches, 7 or 8 touchdowns, over 1,000 yards.
Yes.
He was drafted in the second round.
Yes.
That man did it all. Got drafted in the NBA. Was the MLB too?
Yes.
In the NFL, got drafted in the second round.
Yeah, got drafted in three different sports. I think one of only 4 people ever to do that.
Crazy.
But he said, I'm 4 years in the NFL. I'm going for over 1,000 yards, 55, 60 catches, like you said, 6, 7 touchdowns. He goes, I made $54,000. And he goes, I thought I was rich. and he was telling us about the car that he bought for $14,000 and gas 26 cents. At that time, and it's incredible. And I've always felt like this, these players out here, and even in your era, like the money that is able to be made, that you stand on the shoulder of these giants that came before you, but those giants don't get to reap the financial reward of the current system and the current popularity of the game. And it's just that part has always made me sad. And I've always wished, and I don't know what Dave or someone like Dave or Atwater
are making
from the NFL's, retirement, and I hope they're doing great. And I know they're both just doing great in general. It's like the time period that you got to play, You didn't choose that. You're not in control of that. Whether you're the guy making a bunch of money, even the last guy on the roster, you think about what he's making.
Yeah.
League minimum compared to an average American salary, but also what those guys were making back then. It's just it's insane.
It's insane, and this with Steve too. Steve Atwater, we're talking about. I mean, the man is as humble as it can be.
It's unreal.
Truly,
Phil,
yeah.
hold on, dude. I go there on Saturday, okay, and Steve wants to introduce me to Ray Crockett, Big Play Ray, and who used to, for once upon a time, like
he did some radio.
He did some radio.
Okay,
I think when you were playing.
Yes, because I went and he interviewed me a couple times.
Okay, yeah, and at the time the Broncos were like, wait, those guys at the Fan talk a lot of Broncos football. Let's make our own station, and they made Orange and Blue 760 at the time, and it didn't last very long, but it was Atwater introducing me to Ray Crockett, and this is like in front of like a bunch of people, and he's like, "Hey, this is the man right here. This is the man." And it's pointing to me. This is Steve Atwater, Pro Football Hall of Fame. But that's how he is.
MVP.
That's how
MVP. No, Steve, you remember I'm MVP, buddy.
But that's how Atwater is. He knows the power he carries and wields, and he uses it for good at every freaking turn. And I'm like, this is why he's got decades left with us, but when he passes, it's going to be standing room only at that one.
He was so shocked. I was talking to Steve, and we're walking down the stairs, and I'm like, man, how you doing? He said, I'm just blessed to be here, man. I'm thankful for the opportunity that I get to do this job with the Denver Broncos. And I'm like, Steve, they should be thankful for you.
Yeah.
I mean, look what you have done for this organization. I know it's new and stuff, but like he laid the groundwork with Elway and all of them. I said, man, people should be coming up to you and thanking you. He said, man, one, that's not how I roll. Two, they could choose anybody, but they chose me to do this job.
Yeah. And
it just shows you, and I'm like, Steve, I just want to let you know, man, people like myself growing up, my father talking about you all the time, like we truly are standing on your shoulders.
No doubt.
Because of people like you, all these guys are getting paid. Because of people like you, there was a little kid out there that thought he was going to be like you or ended up being you because you motivate him to go out there and do that. So I just want to let you know that should go, without saying how much you mean to this community.
Yeah, yeah. Somehow even better person than player, which feels impossible because that guy could play. Could you imagine that big body in today's game knocking someone's head off? Oh, my gosh.
Run away from him. That's all
I'm my gosh. All right. The offense had been on fire. Then they put the pads on. We'll talk about what happened next.
Football camp about to open on both sides of the state, and both CU and CSU are starting over. In Boulder, Dion's got 2 new coordinators, another portal overhaul, and Julian Lewis trying to prove he's the guy after a 3-9 disaster. In Fort Collins, Jim Morris building from scratch with 75% roster turnover, a 3-way QB battle, and a brand new conference. Which program is trending in the better direction and can either get to a bowl game? We're about to find out. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Dan Jacobs with Jacobs Law on 303 Law 4040. Here's a story my lovely wife Kimberly was particularly proud of. Jeffrey, a listener just like you, called 303 Law 4040 and said he was T-boned by a driver running a red light and rammed his car right into a tree. When the cops came, the other driver lied and the police believed him. They said Jeffrey was at fault. Now, with the big made-for-TV lawyers, that's where the case would normally end. Many of them won't even touch a case if they actually have to work to prove it. But Jeffrey insisted he was innocent. He worked with us together on our team to find the witnesses and the evidence to get the ticket overturned and the insurance company's denial reversed. At 303 Law 4040, we aren't a big settlement mill like the made-for-TV lawyers. Each client meets with me and my lovely wife Kimberly in person, and you get our cell phone numbers. If you've been injured in an accident, you know the number, 303 Law 4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303 Law 4040.
Hey, Denver, Zach here. Need foundation repair, waterproofing, crawl space repair, egress windows, or concrete work? Trust Homestrong to get it done. They can even turn your crawl space into a finished basement in weeks. Visit buildhomestrong.com. You'll never go wrong with Homestrong.
Are you one of those people who dread going to the dentist? If so, have you tried sedation dentistry? Learn more about sedation dentistry at coloradosedation.com. Sit back, relax, and dream with the most experienced sedation dentist and staff at Clarkson Dental.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here, and if you're a guy over 50 dealing with an enlarged prostate, you need to know about PAE, prostate artery embolization. It's minimally invasive, done through a tiny pinhole, and you're back home the same day. Most men who have PAE don't experience any sexual side effects associated with conventional prostate surgery. At Colorado Advanced Endovascular, their experienced team offers specialized prostate treatments with near zero impact on sexual function. Top-tier radiologists, boutique setting, personalized care in Lakewood. Go to coloradoae.com.
When disaster hits your home, it's game time. Water in the basement, fire damage, mold creeping in. Don't sit on the sidelines. Call Able. Able Restoration is your first round draft pick for emergency response, mitigation, and full rebuild. We move fast, protect your property, and fight for you with insurance start to finish. This isn't practice, this is your home. And when it's time to step up and protect what matters most, bring Able to the table. Call 303-590-5600. That's 303-590-5600. Go Able.
Bring Able to the table.
Here's the deal. The government is over $38 trillion in debt, which means the IRS isn't slowing down. And the tax code is complex and unforgiving. So it's not surprising if you're one of the millions of Americans that owe back taxes to the IRS. Unfortunately, they're the world's most powerful collection agency, with the ability to garnish your wages, seize your bank accounts, and even take your home or business. But don't be stressed or worried any longer. We're Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. We have resolved over $3 billion in tax debt for our clients. Our award-winning professionals deal with the IRS every single day, protecting our clients and preparing them for the best possible resolution. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, give Optima a call today.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
We're hiring at Don's Garage Doors. No experience? No problem. We provide full training, a brand new van, top-of-the-line tools, a gas card, and steady jobs with weekly pay. This isn't just a job. It's a career with real growth, great pay, and job security. Our team members go from training to 6 figures, and we're ready to help you do the same. Don't wait. Apply now at donsgaragedoors.com.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Want real Broncos talk? Cecil Lammy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue Today. The most passionate intelligence and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Orange and Blue Today, powered by Ramos Law, official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. It's Training Camp 2026. Unfinished business. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, powered by AeroSail Colorado.
Off and rolling. Here on a Monday, August 3rd, officially day 3 of Denver Broncos training camp in the books. We were there for every rep, like we always are. What up, Phil?
Woo! What's going on, ZB? Officially day 3, but in reality, we've been out there for 5 days.
Yep.
It's 5 days of camp for those guys. They're getting after it now with the pads. And football is back. Football is here. Bo Nix, he's not going anywhere. You see how I rhyme right there? It's time to go, ZB.
I love it,
man. You good?
I'm good. We have so much to get to today. I mean, we are like just packed to the gills with content and takeaways and big picture and big boy conversations that we'll have here throughout the afternoon. But talked about on Friday just how excited we were about this Denver Broncos offense taking a step forward. And I still very much am, and I believe that step is coming. But today was a bit of a reminder, when they put the pads on, how hard football can be offensively when you're going up against one of the league's best defenses.
Yeah, Z, but also it comes down to a mentality thing, a mindset. Once you know the pads are coming on, the mindset should be, we got to attack. We got to be physical today. And I don't think the offense was that way. I don't think they brought that power, that physical mindset, that mentality right off the bat. I think that they kind of eased into it. Now, granted, we were only out there for an hour.
Yep.
We don't know what period 3 or period 4 would have looked like as time went on.
Sure.
Or maybe they get deeper into their bag. We're talking about the offense, and they start to open up the playbook a little bit more. It seemed like it was vanilla again, like it was day one. But it's the pads. It's hot out there. You're getting acclimated just with having these heavy pads on.
It wasn't that hot.
You know,
it wasn't that hot.
But you have to think they have pads on.
Yeah.
They have a helmet on the pads.
Sure.
Oh, look at you, man. You put the pads on.
I mean, that's what football players do. They put pads on.
But you still got to get used to it.
Sure.
And, yeah, the offense did not look as crisp as they did the first 2 days of the
yeah, definitely not. Or 3 days,
Or 3
really,
days
if
of
you're
the
counting the
camp.
acclimation period.
You know, in the defense, they felt maybe a little bit of pressure because Saturday and Friday they weren't as sharp, and they said, hey, today we put the pads on. We can move around a little bit more. We can be more aggressive, more physical, and now they're going to feel our wrath. So I'm hoping for tomorrow that the Denver offense wakes up and you start seeing the offensive line push back a little bit, the defensive line, the linebackers. We see a little bit more explosive runs, some holes opening up for the running back, ZB.
Yeah, and that's not to say, I want to make this clear, it's not to say that the offense didn't have moments. How about this? They lost the fight, but it came down to the scorer cards. It came down to the judges. They didn't get knocked out, I didn't think.
Okay.
I didn't think. But yeah, but it also wasn't definitive. All three judges say, yeah, we have the same result here. Broncos defense. But I thought there was some more good moments for some of these wide receivers. And if I were to identify one, and I don't know if you agree with me, but the one guy that shined,
you know I'm going to agree with you.
I could not buy any more stock in him. It's Pat Bryant. Pat Bryant is emerging right in front of our eyes. And that wide receiver 3 conversation, it's not going anywhere. I don't think it's an open and shut case for Troy Franklin. And I just continue to look at Pat Bryant and his floor. For someone who doesn't have like the most insane like gifts physically, like if they're all in a race, he's probably last in the wide receiver room. But he just makes plays. He's a football player. I talk about some of these other guys like Savion Jones saying like he's more prospect than player.
Yeah.
Pat Bryant is no one's favorite prospect, but he's one of my favorite players.
And you know what, ZB? You're right. You are right. As much as I want to sit here and announce that Troy Franklin is going to be receiver 3, not so fast. Pat Bryant is still right there on his heels. And Pat Bryant does a great job of finding these little holes in the zone, or if it's man, finding ways to get separation so that he can catch the ball. And he does a great job of catching the ball.
He does.
Focusing, catching the ball with his hands, all right, getting upfield, moving the chains that way. And this is why I continue to say Pat Bryant's a possessionary receiver. Third down, you need it, just like Cortland Sutton, you go to Pat Bryant. He's going to move the chains for you. You can go deep with Pat Bryant. You can go across and have a shallow route where you're coming across the field. He can just sit it down in the zone. He's a smart football player. He's not just a football player. He knows how to get in and out of his breaks. He knows how to use angles, and that's what makes him a smart football player. And he's going to be always available. And this is why we saw at the end of last year during the playoffs
That's
in
right.
the Buffalo Bills game,
That's right.
where Sean Payton, the Denver Broncos, were trying to get, and they were getting Pat Bryant involved early and often because they trust him to do the job correctly.
And that trust part, man, like you just can't snap your fingers and have it. And, you know, that Bills game, that was tracking to be, had he never gotten hurt, that was tracking to be a 9-catch, 97-yard day for Pat Bryant. Like, had he never got hurt, that's what it felt like, and that was clearly the plan, that, you know, the design of that game plan that day when your season was hanging in the balance. And that's the kind of trust he's earned. If he can stay on the field, Pat Bryant, like, and you hear, let me see if I can grab it here.
And while you're finding it, okay.
Yeah, here we go.
His weight's at a good spot. He's got some of the better hands in traffic with his feet on the ground. He's really good run after the catch. I said this to you guys a year ago. He's real smart. So he's someone that can move from X to the slot. It'll be easy creating his role.
Yeah, because he can do it all. He can play on the outside, like Sean said. He can play at the slot. You could put him in the backfield and have him motion out. He's just a smart football player that gets it. You put something in front of him, he probably needs to look at it once or twice, and he's like, okay, I got it. Give me something else. Give me something else to latch on to. And so players like that, you got to put them all over the place. So there might be times where you're going 4 wide. That means 4 wide receivers, and you take a tight end out. You got Pat Bryant, Troy Franklin, and, of course, Cortland Sutton and Jalen Waddle. that's going to be scary, especially when you have two receivers like Troy Franklin and Pat Bryant that can get open.
Yeah.
One with speed with Troy Franklin, and for Pat Bryant, it's just the angles. All right, he's smooth with his routes. He works hard. All right, fundamentally sound. He was a captain. He was a leader when he was in college, and it's kind of showing right now in year 2.
Yeah, no doubt. And if this guy turns into what I think he's going to, what a major feather in the cap from a scouting standpoint. No one was as high as on Pat Bryant as the Broncos, and it was being looked at like an overdraft. And here we are, and the guy looks like a stud. What did you see in the run game today, Phil?
Yeah, it was sloppy, man. It was sloppy, and it was not just from the running backs. Now, I will say this. The first day in pads, everybody is going 1,000 miles an hour. You have to slow it down. Slow your eyes down, slow the pace down. But for the offensive line, they were getting pushed back. There were way too many times where somebody like Alex Singleton or let's just say Jonah Ellis was in the backfield before the running back can really get going. But also for the running backs, let's just go with Jonah Ellis. There was one run where it's an outside zone, right? When you are running outside zone, so you're trying to get outside, but you know at some point you're going to have to cut it back. You got to get everybody running one way, and then you can cut back. I used to be really, really good with it, but it took time. Jonah Ellis has to, or Jonah Coleman has to start to understand that he needs to be more patient. But the offensive line, all right, they have to do a better job of setting their blocks up. They have to do a better job of sticking on their guys and getting a little bit of push up front. The defense dominated up front today, ZB.
Yeah, we did not see much success at all.
No.
In the traditional run game. There was, I think, the nicest run of the day, and I don't know what your opinion would be, but it was probably R.J. Harvey in a first-team period. Yep. But what did he do? He bounced it outside, and I don't know if that was the design. It looked like the offensive line was actually moving to the left, and he put his foot in the ground. But there wasn't a lot of successful runs. There just wasn't.
No, there wasn't a lot of successful runs. J.K. got one carry, but R.J. Harvey, I would have to piggyback or take yours. Z, yeah. R.J. Harvey had the best run of the day, and R.J. Harvey did a great job of being patient, right? Sitting in there. He got to the outside. Nick Bonito, he didn't contain that edge. And if you watch Nick Bonito right after the play, he has his hands on his helmet, frustrated, upset, because he knows he must set the edge before going in there for a sack or anything else. You got to set the edge, or a running back, any running back's going to get outside and make you pay.
All right, you can react to any of that on the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043, or our YouTube chat presented by Champ Honda. All right, when we look at the defense winning the day, who stood out on that side of the football? We'll talk about some candidates next.
The Broncos are finally back on the practice field. The Nuggets are trying to figure out their roster around Nikola Jokic. And football season's almost here for Deion Sanders and the Buffs. What should Denver sports fans be most excited about right now? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What is going on, everybody? It's Phillip Lindsay here with the one and only Williams Jewelers. And I have a little story to tell you about the time I almost messed up. Yes, you're probably wondering, Phil, messing up? I mess up all the time. And this time it was about my anniversary. And it was coming up, and I waited too long. Shocker, right? I walked into Williams Jewelers kind of stressed, not really knowing what I wanted. And the Williams Jeweler family just slowed me down, sat me down, and said, hey, we're going to be just fine. You are going to be just fine. They walked me through everything, showed me the stones, explained the cuts, the quality, stuff I had no idea about. And so I walked out of there with a necklace that made my wife cry. The good kind of cry, though. That's the game winner right there, guys, and you guys need to do the exact same thing. Here's the thing. Buying jewelry is like picking your team. You don't just go with anybody. There's too much money on the line. You go with the people you trust the most. Williams Jewelers is Denver's born and raised, just like me. Family owned, family run, and they treat you just like family the moment you step through those doors. And they're Denver's first family of fine jewelers, located in Cherokee North on 3rd Avenue and also in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And let them know that Phillip Lindsay sent you when you walk through one of those beautiful doors.
Jane Dawson did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With the money she saved, she got herself a pricey bird feeder with an ultra-high-def camera. Should Jane have just bought a regular bird feeder? Yes. Is it hard for her to admire nature when the camera doubles as the bird's potty? Also, yes. But it's Jane's savings, and if she wants to spend her time watching the digestive habits of the white-breasted nuthatch, we say you go, girl. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Earn an accredited MBA in as few as 16 months for about $21K at University of Maryland Global Campus. Explore 10 specializations, including finance, HR, cyber technology, and more. Plus, showcase the value of your MBA with a comprehensive learner record and digitally demonstrate in-demand skills and credentials to employers. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start August 12th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
You know that feeling, sitting at the kitchen table, staring at a stack of bills, wondering how you got here? Credit cards, car payments, subscriptions you forgot about. It all piles up. But here's the thing. If you own a home, you're sitting on the answer. American Financing can help you declutter your monthly bills into a single manageable payment. Their salary-based mortgage consultants look at your entire financial picture, not just one piece. All right? The average customer savings is $800 a month. You may delay 2 mortgage payments and may close in as fast as 10 days. Guys, there is never any upfront fees or obligation with American Financing. This is a family-owned lender, not one of those big banks where you're just a number. So pick up the phone and start that conversation at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or simply visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Hi, I'm Donnie, owner of Fitness Gallery, where we believe there's nothing more important than your health. We can't stop time, but we can make your day more efficient, and we can help you get fit and stay fit.
Hey, Broncos country, I'm Terrell Davis. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer. Work out on your schedule from the privacy of your own home.
At Fitness Gallery, we have the nation's lowest prices on the highest quality products that stand the test of time.
Imagine this. No more wasting time in traffic, no more crowded gyms. And here's the touchdown play. Get your family involved. Your health is your ultimate MVP, and I know staying fit is not always easy. Whether it's Rod, Carl, or myself, we shop at Fitness Gallery, and you should too. With the right equipment at home, you can train like a pro whenever it suits you. You never regret buying quality. Fitness Gallery sells commercial-grade equipment for the home. It's simply the best.
Invest in your health and happiness with Fitness Gallery. Visit one of our 7 store locations for a free home gym layout and design today.
Men, erectile dysfunction can affect much more than just your sex life. It can create stress in relationships, leading to feelings of anxiety or embarrassment, and impact your overall confidence and well-being. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and we specialize in treating men's sexual health issues to help men find solutions that fit their individual needs. ED is a frustrating condition, and many men suffer for years without seeking treatment. But the good news is that if you're like most men, we have the answer. Our licensed medical providers will evaluate your specific medical situation and recommend a plan designed for you. And these advanced medical therapies work, with treatments having success rates of well over 90%, which means you and the one you love can have great sex again without the fear and worry of ED. You can even last up to an hour or more, and you may just find you're performing like you haven't in years. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Audible makes traffic less of an annoyance and more of an opportunity for another chapter. Audible, stories that speak to you. New members can start listening with a 30-day free trial at Audible.com.
This segment on The Fan is brought to you by Homestrong, Colorado's foundation repair and concrete experts.
It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, powered by AeroSeal Colorado.
All right, moving right along, reacting to Denver Broncos training camp. And got a lot to get to. Here.
We got all day, baby.
We got all day. Fired up to be here. Happy Monday to you guys. Rocking with you, getting you home, or maybe you're on the second shift a little bit later today and hanging out with us, or maybe you're listening in the middle of the night after the fact on the Drive podcast, available at DenverSports.com, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you pod. There we are. Okay. We just talked about the defense winning the day. All right. Offense was fighting back. It wasn't totally one-sided, but if we are going to decide a winner, it's the defense. Who on that side of the ball
stuck out to you?
You know who stuck out to me was Alex Singleton. Now, of course, he's a leader of the defense. He's a guy that everybody's expecting, but it's good to see him out there, especially what that man has went through.
Yep.
All right, had the ACL before, last year or the year before that, fought back from that, had cancer, and he's still out there at 32 years old making plays. Stopping, getting downhill. Sean, you like your linebackers getting downhill?
What do you know about going?
Come
downhill?
on.
What do you know about attacking downhill in the run game?
I'll tell you what,
you
Sean.
don't know. All right, that's right.
That's right.
Alex Singleton attacks downhill, and he did that a couple times, blowing up the play.
He blew up a run in the backfield.
Did.
That was like, holy smokes.
J.K. Dobbins run.
It was.
Right? J.K. had one rep at getting the ball, getting the handoff today. Maybe two, but one I saw.
I only saw one.
Okay, so one. It was a toss. And I hate tosses usually, ZB. They only
Why?
work because in the NFL, it's so hard to get outside. Everybody is fast, even the defensive linemen. Right? The defensive linemen are running 4.6s. So you're trying to get outside. They're pushing you to the out of bounds. Every so often, it will work out. Usually, you got to be able to run inside. But Sean likes to toss plays, and it has worked in the past with Sean Payton and J.K. Dobbins. But not today because, Alex Singleton was sitting right there. He shot the gap, and it would have been a loss of 4, a loss of 5. Would have been 2nd and 15 if this was a true game, ZB.
Yeah, and good for Alex Singleton. Looks spry. I was standing next to him as he came off the field on Saturday. Looks like he's actually lost some weight, unless my eyes are deceiving me. Maybe that's a strategy as he's getting older, right? He's 32 years old playing inside linebacker in the NFL. So, wow. But yeah, no, he that was a fantastic play. Someone else who I think, and not that it's perfect because it's not going to be perfect. You play a really hard position and you're opposite of Pat Surtain, but Riley is putting together. Riley Moss, of course, is putting together and it's early.
But you were calling Riley Boss today.
But a really solid camp. Yet today he was Riley Boss, and there was one particular play down the left sideline. If you're the quarterback, it'd be the left sideline where he throws a 50-50 ball up to Cortland Sutton. Bo Nix does, and it was a classic jump ball. Okay, classic jump ball, and they both had it, and we weren't sure who was going to come away with it, a la or akin to the Brandon Cooks, Jaquan McMillan play.
Yep.
Where it's such a bang-bang play. And you're like, wait, what just happened? But Riley Moss picked off Bo Nix in a jump ball, 50-50 style, intended for Cortland Sutton. And that was probably one of the, or if not the high moment of the day for the defense.
Yes, and of course for Riley, there was a couple other plays too where he's playing sticky defense, right? Where he's not as handsy, but he's there. Pass breakup. I want to say he had another pass breakup, and then there was one where he got the ball caught on him. He was in great coverage. It was just a great throw and catch by Bo Nix and connecting with Pat Bryant.
Yep.
So Riley Moss is out there. He's making plays. He's competing because he knows right behind him is a guy named Jahdae Barron.
That's right.
Now, Jahdae Barron, from what I've seen so far, ZB, and you've been alongside with me, he has just played on the outside.
That's right.
Now, there's times in dime, and dime means there's more DBs on the football field. Jahdae Barron will be a nickel. But other than that, Jahdae Barron has been playing on the outside as a cornerback, and he's still struggling a little bit more than I expect him to do as second year. You know?
And today was another day there that he just struggled again. I have it in my notes here. I'll pull it up. One catch was Evan Ingram.
Yep.
That where Jahdae Barron was in coverage, and the other one was Pat Bryant. And after the Pat Bryant one that got completed on Barron, he just threw his head back,
frustrated,
like looking at the sky. And guys, again, like I wish we could come in here and it would be different. And we're talking about plays that he's making. Unfortunately, I can't think of one so far. And here we are 5 days into this process. And it's unfortunately looks like it's syncing up with what we saw, or if you want to say didn't see, a year ago. And I don't know, man. I don't know. It's early. It's still early. It's the first handful of days, a year or two as a young player, but this is a first-round draft pick. But I'll say this. If an alien came down, my alien friend who frequents Earth and checks in with me regularly, if my alien friend came down and he was watching Denver Broncos practice, he would never, ever identify Jahdae Barron as some blue-chip talent. I don't know what's missing here. That's the thing. It's like I don't know what's missing.
What's missing is more reps on the outside. All last year, ZB, he played nickel. which is different. And I continue to tell that to everybody, that nickel is just different than playing on the outside. Nickel, you may go against tight ends.
Yep.
You may go against a slot.
Yep.
You're going to have help with the linebackers being this close. Maybe at times there's a safety. But when you are on the outsides and Coach Vance Joseph, the defensive coordinator's defense, you are playing man. That means you're on the island by yourself. You must be able to stick with these guys by the name of Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Waddle, and if you cannot do that or hold on just for a split second longer, you will be exposed. So for Jahdae Barron, he's going through these growing pains, which this is practice. We're just out there every single day. We're evaluating them. We're coming back. We're talking about it. He's going to mess up, but at some point, ZB, it will click for him, whether it's tomorrow or the next day. At some point, you get tired of getting beat. You get tired of people catching the ball on you, and now you start to, they call it bow up, right? You man up a little bit and say, you know what? I'm done taking this. Let's get after it. So hopefully that will click for this man here soon.
I hope you're right. But it doesn't have to click. It doesn't have to. It's not written into NFL law, okay? And so we'll continue to evaluate it. I can't wait for the day when we're coming in here and singing his praises. But I'm not going to manufacture that out of thin air. We have to react to practice. And so, and here's another thing, though. Here's another thing. Okay, so I was talking to a really informed NFL insider out there today. And I'm going to leave it at that. That he spoke to Vance Joseph after that draft happened last year. And we talk about the vision for Jahdae Barron, right? And this person told me, he said, I talked to Vance after the draft. There really wasn't a vision. Why? He goes, they did not have Jahdae Barron falling to them at 20. They
weren't expecting
Jahdae
Barron to be there.
No. This was supposed to be one of the highest floor players in the entire draft. And if you go back and look at mock drafts, from last year, the 2025 NFL draft, he was always going before the 20th pick on almost every single one of them. And so if you don't have him in your scenarios because you just don't think he's going to be there, and it's not a position of need, you just kind of put it out of mind. And then there he was, and it's like, holy crap, I can't believe it. Doesn't matter if it's not a position of need. We just have to get this guy. But it goes back to, like, it was kind of a luxury pick, and maybe we have overstated the vision. Maybe they were, like, legitimately, and according to this guy, caught off guard that he was there. And, like, they just had to take him. And now he's here, and it's like,
what do you do?
What, right? What's your actual role here? And I don't know. I would say it hasn't gone according to plan, but there wasn't a plan for him to be there. So he finds himself in this really interesting territory for the 20th overall pick in the draft. I don't know what's next here. I don't.
He needs to battle. He needs to compete. He needs to figure out how to be on the outside. And, of course, they're still going to have him in dime, like we talk about, where he'll still play some nickel.
Yeah.
And he's going to probably end up being the backup cornerback to Riley Moss. Riley is having a good camp.
He is, I think so.
And he's flashing. He's looking better with his technique. Now, of course, there's times where he's getting beat deep downfield, where Cortland Sutton was able to get, or it was Marvin Mims was able to get behind him.
Yep.
That is going to happen when you play man 80% of the time, but you're getting the good work in. And what I always say with Riley is, Riley, if you can stick with Marvin Mims, who has that long speed, if you can stick with Jalen Waddle, one of the most elite route runners in the league when he's healthy, if you can stick with a big body receiver like Cortland Sutton, you're going to be just fine, because at times you're going to have help over the top. This is why you still have safeties.
Yeah.
You're still not alone. You just have to do your job.
Real quick on the RamosLaw.com text line, give Barron some time. Everyone thought Nick Bonito was a bust and couldn't play. Sometimes they need to develop a little bit, and everyone calling him a bust is just stupid. Well, just be clear. No one has called him a bust on this show.
I'm not going to call this man a bust.
No, it's 5 days into camp for year number 2. But at the same time, in my humble opinion, all right, if the season started tomorrow with the information that we have, I don't think his snap count would be meaningfully different than it was a year ago. That's with the information that I have. And so I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. Maybe he can start changing this sort of narrative that has developed right underneath him. Okay, Zach Bryan in Power Field next Thursday. We've got a pair of tickets to give away, so make sure you keep listening. Hey, a small group of media were given a tour of the Broncos' $175 million facility, and I was one of that small group, and I will bring you inside this palace coming up next.
It's Training Camp 2026 Unfinished Business. Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth will kick things off starting at 6 a.m. Powered by Applied Future Technologies. Then Dover and Cecil will react live to all the action until 2 p.m. Thanks to Denver Roof Pros and Beyond Dino Law Firm. At 2, The Drive will recap the day thanks to Aero Seal Colorado. Stay locked into Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and DenverSports.com for all the latest news and information during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach By here. If your home's hot upstairs and cold downstairs, that's more than annoying. It's a sign your system's leaking air and wasting money. And with utility bills climbing, energy efficiency matters. That's why homeowners trust Aero Seal Colorado. Their innovative sealing technology boosts comfort, cuts energy use, and even gives you cleaner indoor air as a nice bonus. Customers love it. A 4.9 Google rating, and some folks practically write books after the job's done. AeroSealColorado.com fixes what others can't even find. AeroSeal. Comfort Seal.
Robbie Dino here at BeatTheDA.com. I've handled over 7,000 cases, 300 trials. Let's face it, divorce is really impactful. You may have a controlling spouse. You may have a violent spouse. You may have been a victim of a domestic violence. You may be wrongfully accused of domestic violence. This all affects parenting rights. And let's face it, the kids are the most important. These are the things that need to be handled. They need to be handled appropriately by someone that's going to protect your kids and protect your rights. Hit me up at BeatTheDA.com, 720-706-5151.
Hey, it's Phillip Lindsay here. Do you need a new roof, gutters, or exterior needs? Monarch is your one-stop shop, backed by 16 years of experience and over 10,000 satisfied customers. Their in-house insurance team fights for you, and their white glove service means every detail is handled with care. Competitive pricing, award-winning craftsmanship, and the only roofer the Denver Broncos chose to endorse. A proud member of Team Dave Logan, make the call to your home team, Monarch Construction and Roofing, the official roofer of the Denver Broncos.
Hey, Mr. C, it's me. Well, I just picked up the ring. I actually went to Hellsberg. Thanks for that recommendation. Kate's gonna love that hers is from the same jeweler you got Mrs. C's ring from. They were so helpful throughout the whole process. They even knew your family by name, and the ring looks great. Anyways, I just couldn't wait to let you guys know. Call me back and wish me luck.
Hellsberg, designed with care and craft since 1915. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity. What if you had the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years guaranteed? Thanks to Xfinity, you don't have to worry about that part of your future. Now through August 24th, get the best price on gig Wi-Fi this summer before it disappears. Just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. You're guaranteed 5 years of super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from online threats and finds and fixes issues before you even notice them. No annual contracts or commitments, no hidden fees, and the best equipment included. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at Xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
At Common Spirit Health, we don't just see a cancer diagnosis. We see you, and you don't have to do this alone. We believe you should be surrounded by your people, so you can keep them close while you get care close to home. Supported by our care team from diagnosis to treatment and beyond, and strengthened by treatment tailored to you. Because there's no one-size-fits-all approach to cancer care. Find cancer care with human kindness close to you at mountain.commonspirit.org.
At Gebhardt BMW, they're proud to serve their clients and deliver the luxury experience you expect from BMW and the Gebhardt family. They have immediate availability and flexible transportation options to accommodate your busy schedule. They also offer one-stop shopping for all your BMW needs, from maintenance to repairs, window tint to clear mask, and light body and wheel repair. They really are a one-stop destination for all your BMW needs. Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealership in Boulder since 1975.
This segment of The Fan is built by Smart Local 9.
Here we go! Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery and Monarch Construction and Roofing. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. It's Training Camp 2026. Unfinished business. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, powered by AeroSeal Colorado.
All right, on Saturday morning, the Denver Broncos gave a pretty exclusive tour to a handful of media members. I'd say there was maybe 20 people, something like that.
So you had to have the VIP pass on.
I don't think so. I just think you had to know what was going on.
Yeah.
And, it was one of these things. And actually, I want to give a shout-out because they didn't send out, some mass email. Okay? They did not send out a mass email. But I got a text from Eric Schubert first thing in the morning.
Yep.
So, Shu, shout out. Appreciate you. It's been with the Broncos for, probably 15 years, PR, right under Patrick Smythe.
He's the man.
And, we have a great relationship.
He'll give us our flowers, and then he'll try to get the belt out on us when we know too much information.
We've had a couple back and forths through the years, but I have so much respect for him, and I'd like to think it's mutual. So he texted me first thing in the morning, and I'm like, I was already going to go, but now I'm like, okay, I got to make sure I'm there a little bit earlier than I normally am and whatever. And so they brought us in, and oh my gosh, guys.
It's glorious.
It's hard to put into words. It really is. And unfortunately, the part that I didn't like so much about our tour is no pictures and no videos.
You can't have it all, ZB.
I know. I guess not. But
I don't like this.
But it's
I'm here, baby.
but it's like you have this insane, and they're putting it out themselves. So I don't know what the secret is. But they're.
But is it finished all the way? Fully finished? Maybe that's what they're waiting on. And it's so big, man.
Dude, Phil, 350,000 square feet. That's what I'm saying. It's hard to put into words. So they brought us all around. I'm telling you, we were upstairs on the top floor, and Carrie Penner was leaving her office, and apparently we were behind, so she thought that we would have been gone already, and she brought us right into her office. And showed us, her deal, and it was so cool. One of the big themes of their new facility, their $175 million facility, every floor has these massive exposed wood, and it's supposed to be like a hat tip to Colorado, and they had a lot of these
pillars.
Yes, very much so. Very much
pillars.
So. Yes, very much so. I don't know what they call them on the ceiling. They're just like beams, I guess, exposed beams. But these massive pieces of wood that are gorgeous. They have an alumni lounge just for Bronco alumni, and it's got a speakeasy door designed as a bookshelf.
Right.
That literally, if you know what book to pull, it opens the door and goes into a really cool meeting room.
I'm going to have to try that out.
And I'm telling you, it's so cool. They have this massive common area and a kitchen with the Super Bowl trophies on display. It looks, I think it was my buddy Chad Andrews who pointed this out. It looks, well, I don't know if it was him, but it looks like a Marriott hotel. So the main floor area looks just like the lobby of a hotel. 280 people are currently working out of that building, all non-players. So 280, that's how massive of an operation that they've
and it doesn't
consolidated.
even look like it.
I mean, that's a lot of people. They have a workout room and a whole workout area just for staff, no football players. So we were told that it has literally changed the day-to-day for staff members who are working here, and they've changed their daily patterns for traffic or what have you, and they've canceled gym memberships because the Broncos are now providing that to the entire staff. I thought this was cool. They have yard lines on near the ceiling to define where you are in the building.
So explain it like you.
So if you work in the front of the building,
yeah,
right, you're you work near the 10-yard line. If you walk another 25, 30 steps, you look up, you're on the 20-yard line.
See, that sounds like the ZB idea, though.
It is a little bit. It is a little bit,
With the stadium.
Yes. And we can circle back to some of that. But the idea is like these people like talk to each other like, well, where's your desk? Like someone could be like, I'm near the 40-yard line. And then someone else could be like, I'm at the 30, whatever.
You don't want to be on the sideline. Don't be the sideline guy.
So that was just really cool. Lots of natural light, massive windows, in some cases that go all the way up to the ceiling. The meeting rooms. Now, this is really where you get into like, hey, didn't you have this idea 6-8 months ago with the new stadium? The meeting rooms are all named after Broncos themes. So there's like a Barrel Man meeting room.
Okay.
There's an Orange Crush meeting room. There is a Thunder meeting room. Now, I was told a whisper last week that the coaches' offices were all glass.
So you could see in.
Yes.
They could see you. You could see them.
Yes. And I was told.
Do you like that? I don't know how many coaches are going to like that.
So I heard a whisper. Sean Payton, not a fan. Not a fan of the transparent glass. So then I heard another whisper over the weekend.
There's a lot of whispers going on.
From someone who works in the building that they're making an adjustment and all the coaches' offices are getting frosted.
Okay. All right, which makes sense. You don't want to have all your business out there, and although it's probably not bad, you want to have some time to yourself.
Yep.
And if you don't get the time to yourself, then you're probably going to try to find a room where you can go to sleep. Because let's be real, these coaches are there all day long.
Yep.
And sometimes they do fall asleep. But if the glass is just sitting there and Greg Penner walks by and you're just snoring your ass off, you're getting in trouble.
So put a pin in what you just said.
Okay, you're going to get in trouble.
Put a pin in what you just said. When Greg Penner walks by, put a pin in that statement, okay? There's a barbershop there, okay? There is the locker room. Guys, the locker room is 4 to 5 times bigger than the old one.
No, you got to go through it.
I did.
Okay.
I did. And there is, dude, you know how many stalls there is? Like lockers, essentially? 102. It's like, so think about the locker room that you were a part of.
Oh, yeah.
It is 4 to 5 times bigger than the old one.
Well, because the old one, it was like a circular locker room, and then there was too many guys, so then they had to bring in like cubbies for everybody else.
Right.
So if you're undrafted or you're a late round draft pick, you're just sitting in the middle of the locker room.
Crazy.
Because they didn't have enough space.
Crazy. Okay, the weight room is 1.5 times bigger than the old one. The ceilings go from all the way up to the ceiling. There's a big garage door that they'll be able to open and let natural air in there. The training room is twice as large as the old one. It looks like there's a spot for every guy on the team all at one time. 8 50-inch TVs, it looked like. And the kitchen staff arrives there at 4 o'clock in the morning. And, man, these guys have it good. Like the eats there, you're talking like this is on a Saturday lunch. Roasted asparagus and bell peppers, a burger bar, a salad bar, roasted mushrooms, lemon popcorn chicken breast, grilled herb crusted sea bass, prime grilled steaks. This was all on, mac and cheese, shoestring fries. I mean, it's just all next level.
You name it.
It's all next level. But I will tell you what one of my biggest takeaways was, and it has to do with Greg Penner. Okay? Put a pin in that. All right? Also, the likelihood of the Broncos staying in Denver took a hit over the weekend, and we gave you over a year's notice about a new divisive conversation that was coming to Denver, and over the weekend it arrived. That's all coming up next.
Training camp is officially underway, and the hype around the Broncos hasn't been this way in a while. Bo Nix begins year 3. Jalen Waddle hits the field for the first time in orange and blue. Davis Webb's already showing differences with his offense. So, are expectations officially Super Bowl or bust? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
When something's going wrong at or below the ground, Homestrong is the best in town. Family-owned, 20-plus years in the foundation and concrete industry, and the most experienced crews in the state. Their inspectors are highly trained, and your inspection and quote are free. Drywall cracks, foundation cracks, water issues, cold, wet crawl space. Call Homestrong. Guys, they do it all. Foundation repair, waterproofing, crawl space encapsulation, egress windows, concrete lifting, converting a crawl space to a basement. All right, lifetime transferable warranty on most of their work, plus financing is available. You'll never go wrong with Homestrong.
Summer weather can be full of surprises. If your home has been affected by the recent storms, trust a local professional roofer with decades of combined experience. Golden Spike Roofing is here for all your repair or roof replacement needs. Call today for a free inspection and estimate for roofing done right down to the last nail.
Call Golden Spike Roofing when your roof needs a fix. 303-942-1386. Golden Spike Roofing.
Hey, that's not bacon grilling. That's your living room at 2 p.m. If your home heats up every summer, your windows might be the reason. Infinity by Marvin Windows protect your home from UV rays, solar heat, and help lower energy bills all summer long. Colorado homeowners have trusted Gravina's Window Center of Littleton for 50 years. Right now, you can save 25% on Infinity by Marvin Windows. Visit them at windowsforyourhome.com. That's windowsforyourhome.com.
When Vantage walks your property for a threat zone analysis, they don't send a salesman. They send a security pro with years of experience designing and installing these systems. The same pro who walks your property, designs your system, installs your cameras, and picks up the phone 3 years later when you need them. Same team, start to finish. That's the Vantage standard. Invest in real security for your home. Call Vantage at 720-366-7759 or visit VSSIColorado.com today.
Stoke here from my friends at Roller Auction, leader in Colorado auctions for over 50 years, and they have one of my favorite auctions that's open for bidding right now that's ending next Wednesday. All you got to do is go to rollerauction.com to get logged in, to get signed up. It's free, it's easy, it's open to the public. Government fleet vehicle and equipment auction ending next Wednesday. Got all kind of cars, trucks, SUVs, UTVs, John Deere full-wheel drive RTV. I'm telling you, motorcycles, this thing is packed full of some unbelievable items. Like I said, it's open for bidding right now, ending next Wednesday, only at rollerauction.com.
Men, if your energy is down, your workouts aren't producing results, you're gaining stubborn weight, losing muscle, sleeping poorly, or just not feeling like yourself anymore, it may be more than just aging. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. Our low T and body composition treatments are designed to help men regain energy, improve focus, sleep better, build lean muscle, reduce unwanted fat, and restore confidence both in and out of the gym. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we specialize in helping men optimize their health, performance, and vitality. Using personalized medical treatments tailored to your health and goals, many men begin noticing improvements in energy, mental clarity, recovery, motivation, libido, and overall body composition within just a few weeks. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, PSA and T-test, and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
The truck driver wasn't paying attention and crashed straight into you. Now you're paying the price. You're looking at surgeries, missed work, and more. Call the truck crash lawyers at Berg Simpson Law Firm. Berg Simpson has been helping truck crash victims for 50 years. And with over $50 million recovered after truck crashes, our results speak for themselves. Call our team today and let us fight for every dollar you deserve.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. On behalf of my friends at American Financing, let's do some honest math. The interest rate on your credit cards, 20% or more. Your mortgage rate, much lower. So why are you sending hundreds of dollars a month to credit card companies when your home's equity could wipe out that debt? That's exactly what American Financing helps homeowners do. And they're doing it every single day for people just like you. Consolidate, collaborate, conquer. The average customer saves around $800 a month, and you may delay 2 mortgage payments and may close in as fast as 10 days. American Financing's salary-based mortgage consultants are licensed in all 50 states. No upfront fees, no obligation. Stop financing your past and start funding your future. Call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Roller Auctions.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Regen RX. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay. Leading off with the big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
One hour in the books. Quicker than a New York minute.
Here we go.
Hanging out with you on a Monday, August 3rd.
Look at you, ZB. You just enjoying life. And Carrie Penner's office. Each probably has candy, eating some of the candy. You probably went over to Greg Penner, sat in his chair.
I did not.
Put your feet up.
Well, I will say, and I want to shift gears here in just a minute, all right? But doing that tour on Saturday, one of the more interesting parts of the tour, and maybe the most interesting, and it is mind-blowing. This place, guys, it's unbelievable. And check this out. You know who was at practice on Saturday? Joe Buck. Joe Buck, the legendary broadcaster who was already in the Broadcasting Hall of Fame at just 59 years old.
Him and his wife.
He and his wife. And they have moved to Denver. Joe Buck is now living in Denver, all right? And I know right where he's at. I can't tell you. He's building somewhere else right now currently.
Yeah, so he's staying somewhere else.
Yep. They're renting a home, and I had a really nice conversation with him, just the way that it worked out. He was alone with his family. I was walking by, and we crossed paths and probably talked for 5 to 7 minutes, something like that. And I asked him about the tour of the facility, and he said, and again, the context is Joe Buck, voice of Monday Night Football forever.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Like calling World Series forever. Like he travels around the country and sees the biggest and best sports facilities. And his quote to me was, "I've never seen anything like it ever."
Take that, Jerry's World. And you know how Dallas is. I don't know. Have you ever been to Dallas?
No. I have not. You're talking about the Star?
Star.
Yeah, I've seen drone videos of it.
Oh, Z.
Because they brought a drone through the whole building.
Yeah.
And did a social media video on it.
Before I was undrafted and went to Denver, a year before that, my best friend was drafted by the Cowboys. And so I visit him, and then he would let me into the building, and I got to tour it all the time. And so it's like, man, that was amazing. Just how it was. It was Jerry's World. I'm like, this is crazy. But what Greg Penner, Mr. Penner's doing over there, it's insane because it's new, right? It's new and improved. It's modern. And what Greg Penner did, and we all know this already, is he traveled around to all these different stadiums. Even, my guessing is not even just here in the U.S., probably just across the country too, just to see how things are built.
Yeah.
And it brought everything, a mixture of everything to this facility. And when I was with the Miami Dolphins, that was newly built.
Yeah, that's another elite one.
It was, but it's not like this, EB. Nowhere near like how the Denver Broncos are and how you're describing it. And it's only going to get bigger from here. And they have all the money in the world, Greg Penner. If he wanted to add on, he can always add on.
Yes.
So it's insane.
And so I had a nice conversation with Joe Buck and his wife, Michelle Beisner Buck.
She's the best.
Who grew up in Morrison, right here in Colorado. So basically what Joe said to me, he's like, yeah, we're moving back to Denver, or she's moving back to Denver because basically I lost. Like I lost this debate over years that like, we're going to go to Colorado. And so I love it. It's one of these things where, I love living here. I could see our family living here for the rest of our lives.
Well, you got to ask permission for that. You're on a rental right now, but you could ask me. I don't want you just say you're going to say you're going to be here the rest of your life.
Well, and we've had opportunities to leave, and we've talked about it, and we just love this place. And I love that other people who are able to live wherever they want choose Colorado.
Oh, I'm sure you do, buddy.
Peyton Manning can live wherever he wants. He chooses Colorado.
Yeah.
Joe Buck can live wherever he wants. It's Colorado. So I like that stuff. And so
I get you. You like it. You like it here in Colorado. I'm sharing it with you, Z.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Finally, you said thank you.
One of the settlers. Thank you for allowing me on this new frontier that is Colorado.
Yeah.
So the thing I wanted to share about the facility that I found among the most interesting, if not the most interesting.
Uh-oh.
Damani Leach, team president, on the top floor.
Shout out.
Kerry Penner, owner, top floor. Greg Penner? Guys, Greg's office is on the football floor. And I find that really, really interesting.
Now, although he's on the football floor, is he right next to somebody? Is he kind of isolated? Like, where is he at?
He is feet away from Sean Payton's office.
So not only is he on the football floor, and this place is so big that he probably could be somewhere else on the football floor, he's right next to the coaches.
It's unusual. The owner is on the top floor every time.
Overseeing everything. You should be on the top floor.
It's symbolic as well, right? Like the owners live on the top floor. And I just think it's very interesting that Greg Penner's office is on the football floor right next to the coaches. And that is not on accident.
He might. Well, maybe it is. Maybe he's like, hey, it's a coincidence. I'm sitting right here. Bada boom, bada bing.
Yeah.
Oh, hey,
it's a
neighbor.
coincidence. Me, the owner, can be wherever I want. They just put my office here. I don't know why they did. But
That's what
this is cool with me for now.
That's what Greg is telling Sean. Like, oh, hey, neighbor. Like, I didn't know we're going to be neighbors here.
I find it very interesting.
Why is that, Z? Because you would think that the owner would be on the top, but he's there in the thick of things. Which, you know what? It makes a little bit of sense. Now, that's just like me viewing this every day we're at camp. Greg Penner's out there. He was out there today, guys.
He was.
Now, he was away. Maybe he was on vacation. Who knows? Maybe he was there. He was just somewhere else. You know.
You talking about last week?
Last week.
No. Remember, we were told that he was there.
That's right. He was there.
He just stayed inside.
Yeah.
Which was also purposeful.
We all know why.
You know, for different reasons. You have the Jonathan Cooper situation. That was probably, PR advice or whatever. But yeah, I find it interesting.
You think he's just there to hold people accountable, to make sure everybody, and not just Sean, I'm talking about everybody is doing their part. And when you have the big boss there, everybody feels a little bit more pressure.
Yeah, it's unspoken accountability. But he obviously, or it's obvious to me, feels like that's what's required for right now. And I wonder, Sean is he's a different cat.
He is.
And so there's been some, history with Sean, and before Greg Penner hired Sean, he was having conversations with Roger Goodell, right, and the league, and I think that it's not babysitting, but it's
See, that's what it sounds like to me. Roman, I know you want to.
I don't want to say that, but
no.
I think here's just what I'll settle on, and you guys can determine things for yourself. You have an actively working brain, okay? I think that's what Greg Penner feels like is required for right now. That's all.
Hold everybody to a higher standard.
Yeah.
Be there in the building. Be right next to him. Be able to talk. Be able to listen. Like, I'm good with it. Because if it's going to help us get over the hump,
sure,
and find a way to win a Super Bowl,
sure,
that's why you're doing it.
Yeah. All right, shifting gears here. The likelihood of the Broncos staying in Denver took a hit over the weekend. Damani Leach did a press conference, all right? So the same group of local media, call it 20 to 25 of us or however many it was, that was who was involved in the Damani Leach presser.
Yeah.
And so he was fielding questions, all right? It was under the guise, the presser, and now I'm editorializing and speculating here. We weren't told this.
All right.
But I also have an actively working brain, okay? I do not think the press conference had the primary function of talking about the new $175 million facility. I think Damani Leach, part of the calculus that went into this was to eventually talk about the stadium.
Because, it's behind schedule, or because he just wanted to get out there and let us know what's going on, and like being a good person, just saying, hey, I just want you guys to know this is going well. I mean, when you start to listen to Damani Leach, and I know a lot of people out there listened already, but here we go again. it seems like he had this press conference to kind of let everybody know.
Because you're the team president and you don't talk a whole lot, and maybe compared to other team presidents, he does talk more than them. But like, what do we hear from Damani Leach? Like, 3 to 4 times a year, maybe.
That's it.
And you have this stadium thing pending, and there's been articles written by the Denver Post and others that like, hey, you guys have about 60 days to figure this stuff out to stay true to the 2031 deadline. And I think he was ready to field questions about like, because and I asked him this, and in my setup to the question was the last time we heard from Greg Penner, it sounded like he voiced some frustration, and basically the ball to get this done when they want to get it done, it's not in their court. It's in the court of the city and these league officials and these bureaucrats, and that was months ago now. So where are we at now when we're almost up to the deadline to get this done by 2031? And if you want to get that done, like, shovels have to go on the ground. And that's what I believe. And then so I asked him this, okay? I asked him, the last time we heard from Greg, he sounded frustrated. Is it fair to characterize where we are at with the Burnham Yard as frustrating from a Broncos perspective? And this is what Damani Leach said to me.
Look, this is a pretty large and complex process, and there's days when I'm driving home listening to you, and I'm really excited about the progress that we're making. And I'll be honest, there's days when I have concern, there's days when I have frustration because you can't control it all. So yeah, I think that's fair.
I think that's fair.
So he's letting everybody know the ball's not in their court.
Yes.
Things are not going as planned.
It's
and they're
not.
frustrated.
They are frustrated. Like that is abundantly clear after this weekend. Now, I already speculated that. That's why I asked the question.
Yeah.
But if there was any debate or gray area about this, the Denver Broncos are frustrated. And I think to take it a step further, I think Damani Leach made himself available to voice that frustration, that like to let everyone know, like, this is what's going on. And I think if you're saying that in front of the media, in front of cameras, that you know is going to go on the news, what are you saying behind closed doors?
Oh, you're pissed off.
Pissed off.
Because what it's looking like now is 2031 is not going to happen, and they're going to have to push it back, or they're going to have to delay it a little bit more. Now, I don't know. I'm speculating. Maybe they can still get it done. But it's coming down to the wire.
Yeah.
Either you're going to put the shovels in the ground and start this process, or you're not. But you have all kind of stuff riding on this. The Super Bowl that you want here. Okay. The
draft.
The draft. Okay. The
World,
WWE.
the World Cup in 2031 that you've already applied to be a host city.
There's so much riding on this, and yet it seems like it's still far away. My question would be, and maybe somebody answered it, my question or asked it, if this doesn't get done by that deadline, are they just going to move forward with another opportunity?
Yeah.
Like, that would be the next step.
I said this to you probably 3 or 4 times. If I'm the mayor of Lone Tree, I'm calling weekly because we are up against it. And billionaires don't make deadlines for them to be spoiled by politicians and bureaucrats. And so you have this situation where you're now going back and forth with consultants who are representing the people in the neighborhood of Lot M. Remember we did that whole segment about Lot M, and like the communication, like hearing from Damani on Saturday, it's just slow. It's at a snail's pace. And when you're talking about politics, especially in Denver, I think that about a month ago, 3 weeks ago, Mike Kliss said the probability was 70% that it was going to go into Burnham Yard. And I was like shocked that he said that into a microphone because this thing was supposed to be like 99%.
Yeah, you were on the ground. I had to get you up. I said, Zevie, what the hell are you doing on the ground? You were shocked that much.
He said 70 to 75%. And I'm like, wait, so that means 25 to 30% means that it still could be in Lone Tree?
Yeah.
And that was, again, 3 weeks ago, and it's super time sensitive. And if we're hearing this from Damani now, I just wonder, man, I wonder if that Burnham Yard site, if that's going to be condominiums in 10 years and not where the Denver Broncos play.
I mean, they're going to try to hold off. I know that for a fact. They're going to try to hold off. They want it to be at that site.
Yeah,
right? They
for
want it in Burnham Yard.
For sure.
And they'll do whatever they can for as long as they can. But if things are going at a snail's pace, like you're saying, like, and obviously it's true, how much patience does Greg Penner have? He wants all this stuff to come to Denver.
Yeah.
But it won't come if this stadium is not done.
Here's more from Damani Leach talking about wishing the process was faster.
It's hard to believe. It's been almost a year since we announced Burnham Yard as our preferred site. It remains our preferred site. We're laser focused on delivering it by 2031. It's been a great effort by ownership, ourselves, the staff, the city. I gotta be honest, I wish we were further along in some areas than we are now. I think areas where we do control, particularly real estate, you mentioned Burnham Yard, real estate, engaging with the community. We've done site tours of the location. The design of the stadium continues to evolve. The master plan continues to evolve. All of those things are moving along really, really well, but we also understand that we can't do this alone. There's certain things we don't control. I think as an example, the community benefits process is something that we can't control. And we've had a lot of initial great discussions with community representatives. More recently here, it's been on more of a staff level. We're eager to engage with those community members directly, understand what they're looking for, what needs and interests they have in the development. Things like that, we have to continue to progress. We said many months ago this is an ambitious timeline, so for that to happen, we need everybody to be involved. We can't do it alone in order to get to 2031.
All right. Again, if you are openly saying, man, we wish it was further along, it's kind of at a snail's pace
They're
here.
putting it out there, Z.
Yeah, and man,
and they've done everything right.
Yes,
Nobody said that.
yes.
We're trying to control everything we can control.
That's right.
Coach Cheverini always told us before we go out there, control the controllables. That is it, and that's exactly what the Denver Broncos have done. Greg Penner has done. Now the ball is out of their hands in a different court, and now it's on everybody else to move this along. Z.
And you remember that even if every little small fire was put out, and that Rube Goldberg analogy that the Denver Post used of all the stuff that needs to happen, even if that all happened, remember, you still have to have the environmentalist come in.
And that takes time.
And we've heard from people in that space, like, you want a slow pace? Have the environmentalists come in here. And because they have to clean up the site and do what environmentalists do. And so I think the Broncos are pissed off. I think the probability that the Broncos stay in Denver, I don't know where it's at, but I know it took a hit. And if
damn sure not at 90%.
No, and if it was 70% 3 weeks ago, this is how time sensitive this is. I'd say it's probably at 60% now. And so, but I'll say this, and I need to say this too, man. If the Denver Broncos move out of Denver and are playing in Lone Tree, one, like, people are gonna hate me for saying this, but like, I personally like. It's not going to make or break. It's not going to make or break like whether I go to a Broncos game or not. If they're 15 minutes down the road,
you're triggering me right now, Z. I'm shaking.
Half the teams in the NFL don't play in the city proper in which their name is. Okay, and the Lone Tree Broncos, like, no one's going to care after 5 minutes. And every person who says I'm bailing, there's 3 people behind you saying I'll take those tickets.
Well, it's still not going to be the Lone Tree Broncos. It's going to be the Denver Broncos.
Of course it will. Of course it will. but if this thing does move out of Denver, it will not be on this ownership group.
No.
It'll be on this whole process that we were told a year ago was very thorny. And you deal with politicians and bureaucracy and consultants, and eventually they could just say, you want to know what? The juice ain't worth the squeeze. We're going to Lone Tree, which was described to you and I a month and a half ago as plug and play by someone within the Denver Broncos. So, okay. Now the PSLs.
The PSLs. Don't do it to them.
Guys, we were the first to be talking about this over a year ago. Gave you the heads up that personal seat license are coming to Denver. That's what's going to happen. And Damani Leach was asked about it, and he said, we haven't made a decision on that yet.
Come on now, Damani.
Come on. And I love me some Damani Leach. Did you hear in the one answer he said, I'm driving home, listening to you, and like that will never not be cool to hear.
Oh, yes.
Right? The team president of the Broncos freaking talking to me and saying, when I'm driving home listening to you, like, holy smokes.
He wants to wring your neck half the time, probably.
Maybe so.
Where are you getting this information from?
But you have to play a certain game if you're in his position, and I totally understand it, and I would play it myself if I were him. Like, you're not there yet to talk about that in an official capacity because of where you're at with the stadium. You need to figure out where the stadium's going before you can decide the intricacies, within that stadium.
But let's be real, ZB. Those are coming. PSLs, they're on their way.
They're coming.
This is a business now we're talking about. This is a business thing that they're doing. The kindness of their heart, somewhat, but they still have to make their money back. Greg Penner, the owner, has to make his money back.
Yeah, and here's the thing, and I know you guys know this. They're paying for it. They're not asking the taxpayer to pay for it. And so if you're going to fund it privately and not ask even people who want nothing to do with the Denver Broncos to a little bit of their money coming out of their paycheck, like they're asking the people who are the hardest core fans to pay. And I'm not here to tell you that it's fair or unfair, because there's an argument to be made. Hey, this guy's the most he's the richest owner in the league, and how could they ask?
That's how I would feel. That's how I feel.
That's okay. That's okay. But here's what I would tell you.
Calm me down, Zeke. Calm me down.
Here's what I would tell you. There is a 2-word phrase that I have not heard associated with this conversation, and that 2-word phrase, industry standard. Guys, for better or worse, for right or wrong, PSLs have turned into industry standard in the National Football League. Not in Major League Baseball, not in hockey, less so in basketball. I think there's 6 of them. But PSL's personal seat license, that one-time fee that you pay the Broncos for the rights to pay for your season tickets, that has become the norm.
It's a trend, Z, but
it's not even a trend. It's just here. It's just here.
What I would say to that is, how many of those owners are richer than Greg Penner?
None of them.
That's where I would go with. It's like this man, and I'm not pocket watching. We've had this conversation before. But when you can do this, you're worth $80 billion. You don't truly have to do personal seat license. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. You can just pay for it because this is your establishment. You decide to own the team. You want this stadium, and you're going to make the money no matter what because of what's going to come with it. And we described it, the WWE, all right, the concerts. Everything is going to come when you build this stadium, especially with the dome, right, where it's being able to attract a roof. So why do it to the fans? Why force them to pay all this money when you can make it no matter what?
Billionaires don't become billionaires by doing things for free. And would I welcome it if Greg Penner, out of the kindness of his heart, was like, you want to know what? Me and Carrie are the richest owners in the league by such a margin.
That's a fact.
That the difference between number 1 and number 2 in the NFL is more money than number 2 is actually worth, which I've always thought was one of the more profound statements about finances in a landscape like the NFL. That number 1 is worth more. The gap is more than number 2 is actually worth. You want to know how many stadiums in the NFL have a personal seat license now?
I would guess how you're sounding. Almost all of them.
Almost all of them. Yep, almost all of them. You can count on one hand the stadiums who don't have PSLs.
So be the one that don't. Be unique.
Everybody
has
I'm
tattoos
not going to disagree
now,
with you.
CB. Everybody has tattoos. Be the one that doesn't have a tattoo. Come on, Greg.
I'm not going to disagree with you. I'm not going to disagree with you. We can circle back. Dante's got a good thought behind the glass we can circle back to here in just a couple minutes. Did the Taysom Hill speculation gain legs over the weekend? We'll hit it in the 3 count next.
5 years, $70 million. That's Denver's reported offer. Payton Watson's camp allegedly wants more than 25 a year. Milwaukee, the Clippers, and Atlanta are all pushing for a sign and trade. And word is Watson might just take the QO, play for $6.5 million, and bet on himself next summer. So what happens next? Does Watson blink? Does Denver budge? Or does somebody swoop in and take him? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? Zach here for Aero Seal, Colorado. Hey, when your air conditioning is kicking on in these sweltering days, is that cool air going where it's supposed to go with the pressure that it's designed to have? Or do you have a hot upstairs, cold downstairs, temperature differences from room to room? That's more than just comfort issues. Guys, that's an energy issue. That's an efficiency issue. All right? That is an overspending on your utility bill issue. Guys, it used to be us, all right, until AeroSeal Colorado came to our house, and with their patented technology, AeroSealed our HVAC ducts, all right? It was not sealed up, and we had cool air and warm air in the winter just spilling into a crawl space aimlessly, All right, they use that patented technology. Think of like a Fix-A-Flat. Same idea, guys. They seal your entire HVAC system from the inside. And now we live so much more efficiently, let alone comfortably. Go learn what I already know at aerosealcolorado.com. That's AERO SealColorado.com.
Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry buys, sells, and services pre-owned Rolex, Cartier, and all luxury Swiss watches. So if you're looking to make a change in your watch collection or just looking to sell, come to Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry.
Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry, located in the Highlands Ranch Town Center or online at MatthewsFineWatches.com.
If you're considering sedation dentistry and want to learn more about it, Clarkson Dental can help. When it comes to your health, you want to make sure you know all the details. The highly trained professionals at Clarkson Dental have your answers. Learn more at ColoradoSedation.com.
This summer, the honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich and pineapple dragon fruit and Sprite are back at Chick-fil-A.
Let me tell you about the pineapple dragon fruit and Sprite. It's bright, it's bubbly, it's back.
The honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich, it's so rich, and you can choose between the original or the spicy filet.
Ooh, boy.
And then you got those pickled jalapenos tucked right under the filet, and then just to top it all off, you've got a little honey drizzle right on top.
Okay, now I'm a pimento fan.
And I'm feeling the dragon fruit.
Which fan favorite will you choose? Real customers paid for their testimonials.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Free at every AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Hey, it's Phillip Lindsay here. Do you need a new roof, gutters, or exterior needs? Monarch is your one-stop shop, backed by 16 years of experience and over 10,000 satisfied customers. Their in-house insurance team fights for you, and their white glove service means every detail is handled with care. Competitive pricing, award-winning craftsmanship, and the only roofer the Denver Broncos chose to endorse. A proud member of Team Dave Logan, make the call to your home team, Monarch Construction and Roofing, the official roofer of the Denver Broncos.
Hi, this is Larry Jager with SCL Mortgage. We can offer you the best loan program at the best rate available. Whether you are purchasing, refinancing, or interested in a second mortgage, visit myspecialmortgage.com or call 303-790-2222 and MLS number 1200716.
You missed it? No worries. Santiago's is giving you a second chance to grab a free unfinished business training camp t-shirt. Head to eatatsantiagos.com to find out which select Santiago's locations will be handing out 50 additional teas on the house while supplies last. But just like a good Santiago's breakfast burrito, they won't last long. Locations, dates, and times are all at eatatsantiagos.com. Fresh burritos and free gear? That's a win-win. Santiago's, faithfully authentic.
When you see this in your kitchen,
the stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
You hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves, or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
This August, take advantage of the Honda Summer Event at Champ Honda and get behind the wheel of the all-new 2026 Honda Passport. That's what I drive, and it is fantastic. Built for Colorado adventures and everyday confidence, Passport is ready for mountain getaways, weekend road trips, and your daily commute. At Champ Honda, buying is simple with their one price, one person, 1 hour philosophy, giving you a clear, upfront price, one dedicated advisor, and a fast, hassle-free buying experience. Plus, Champ Honda never charges dealer handling fees.
Will your money last as long as you do? Retirement should be about enjoying life, not worrying about outliving your savings. At AJM Financial, we build retirement strategies to help protect and grow your savings, reduce risk, lower taxes where possible, and maximize your income in retirement. Schedule your complimentary retirement confidence review at 800-467-0737. 800-467-0737. And tune in to Adam Moeller's Mile High Money Radio Saturdays at 8 a.m. on 104.3 The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. I've been using Natural Tree Care and Recycling for over 3 years now. Those are my guys. Aaron, the owner, is a Colorado native who runs his crew with real integrity. They've kept my trees in Centennial healthy throughout this drought. They're looking great and standing strong. No job is too big or too small. So if you want trees that actually look the way you want them, or you want trees removed, you need to call my guys, Natural Tree Care and Recycling, at 303-803-3850, or visit them online at naturaltreerecycle.com.
If you've been injured in an auto accident, Dr. Joseph Ramos is both a doctor and a lawyer, combining legal and medical expertise. He can help. Ramos Law, the official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. RamosLaw.com.
Want to partake in our contests? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com. Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, The Rock has come back to Denver.
Take your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on the drive.
All right, let's come off the top rope with it. All righty. By the way, real quick, to the PSL conversation, the personal seat license conversation.
Yeah, what's going on?
Here are the teams in Major League Baseball. And I remember over a year ago doing this exact thing, trying to warn our audience of what is coming. Here are the teams in pro baseball, MLB, that have personal seat license. The Diamondbacks, the Twins, the Padres, the Giants, and the Cardinals. That's 5. Here are the teams in the NBA that have personal seat license. The Hornets, the Warriors, the Raptors, and the Jazz. That's 4.
Yeah.
Here are the teams in the NFL that have some version of a seat license, and they have different names for them. Some will be called a stadium seat license, some of it's a personal seat license, some of it's stadium builder license, but they all are kind of the same thing. These are the teams in the NFL with a version of a personal seat license. The Falcons, the Ravens, the Bills, the Panthers, the Bears, the Bengals, the Browns, the Packers, the Cowboys, the Texans, the Chargers, the Rams, the Raiders, the Vikings, the Giants, the Jets, the Eagles, the Steelers, the 49ers, the Seahawks, and the Titans.
Keep going, Z. Keep going.
So basically the entire NFL. And NHL, 2 teams. That's it. But in the NFL, it's become the industry norm.
Oh, so we're followers now.
I'm not here to say what's right or wrong.
So we're just following. Greg Minner is one of the richest, if not he is the richest owner in the NFL.
He is.
He can do what he wants.
Now he is not the richest owner in American sports. That's Steve Ballmer for the Los Angeles Clippers.
And what's he doing?
They just built a new stadium, the Intuit Dome, and they did not do personal seat license.
Ooh, the pressure's on, Z. The pressure's on.
We shall see. Okay, it's the 3 count brought to you by our friends at Homestrong, Colorado's foundation repair and concrete experts. Sean Payton says the Denver Broncos are interested in Taysom Hill to the NFL Network over the weekend. What do you think about that conversation in some ways being energized?
See, we had that conversation. It was a big segment. Was it last week? I was on board. I said, bring Taysom Hill here. I think he would be a good Swiss Army knife, a guy that you could plug and play anywhere. If you want him to be quarterback for a little while, he can do that. If you want a tight end, he can do that. If you want a fullback, and Sean Payton said he wants to keep a fullback on the team.
He did.
All right, he can do that for you, and he knows the system. Although Davis Webb is calling plays, it's still the same system, so it's going to be easy for Taysom Hill to come in here. And so, yeah, I'm okay with it. It's not like he's going to be making these major plays, but he's a guy that you can move around that's very creative, that can still help a team out and do his part.
I would say if you're going to go the Taysom Hill route specifically, and you know where I stand on this, if you're open to a player like this, I think you should trade for Anthony Richardson, a younger, even freakier athlete than Taysom Hill ever was. But if you're going to go the Hill route specifically, you got to bring him in the camp and see if he can play. I mean, this is a 35-year-old dude. You have to still go earn your spot. You cannot get a auto spot on the Denver Broncos in 2026 because you played for Sean Payton in New Orleans. This is a Super Bowl window. Don't play with it. I'm open and receptive to what it looks like, but you got to go earn it just like anybody else.
I'm with you. Remember when Tim Tebow turned out he wanted to play tight end?
Yep.
You still had to go and try to earn that spot. Now he got cut. Taysom Hill could be the exact same way. You're 35 years old. You're not as spry and as athletic as you used to be, but do you have enough in the tank? Do you have something left in the tank? Go out there and show it during camp. And I know it's harder when guys get older. You feel like you don't need to go out there and prove yourself again. But when you are older, you do have to prove that you still have it. This is a young game. These are 22, 23-year-old men.
Sure.
And you're 35 years old.
Right.
You still have to go out there and show that you still have it. So I'm with you, ZB. Bring him in the camp.
All right, next in the 3 count.
1, 2.
All right. Trade deadline. We're going to talk about it here in just a second.
Uh-oh.
All right, and Major League Baseball trade deadline, and I want to open the mics up to Dante and Drew behind the scenes as well, because they're both massive baseball fans. All right, now I'm a baseball fan, but I'm Rocky centric.
Yeah.
I don't find myself sitting down and watching other baseball games if it's not the Colorado Rockies. What did you guys make of what happened over the weekend with the Los Angeles Dodgers?
I have zero problem with it at all. I hate that people are making a big stink of it. Anybody could have gone out and traded for Tarek Skubal. He's an incredible pitcher. It probably means the Dodgers are on their way to winning another World Series. But this had nothing to do with money. It was just trading assets. The Pittsburgh Pirates could have gone out and traded for Skubal. The Dodgers were just the ones that were willing to pull the trigger, and now their rotation is just ridiculous. I mean, it's like 5 Cy Young winners. Any pitcher that you're facing in the playoffs against the Dodgers, it's just good luck.
Yeah. Drew, where do you fall on this?
I hate to agree with Dante, but I'm 100% with him on this one. I'm sick and tired of people being like, oh, the Dodgers are ruining baseball. The Dodgers. No, they're not ruining baseball. You know who's ruining baseball? The people who run Major League Baseball. It's not the Dodgers. The Dodgers are doing everything in their power to put a competitive product on the field. Just because they run their organization better than the other 29 teams in the league, that's not the Dodgers' problem. If you want to be like the Dodgers, be like the Dodgers. Nobody's stopping you from doing that.
Well, tell me this. Do you think they're going to defer? Because you know they're going to pay my man.
Good. Then
do you think they're going to defer his contract as well?
I don't like that part about it because the Dodgers right now have $1.1 billion in deferred money.
I know.
That is insane.
But here's the thing. Is that the Dodgers' fault or is that Major League Baseball's fault?
Yeah, I guess they're playing within the rules of the sport.
They're not breaking any rules out there. Like, if baseball wants to put a stop to this, they can put a stop to this. And guess what? That's what's going to lead to the lockout next year. Because if you're a player, like, why would you want a salary cap? I guarantee you, Phil is a former football player. Do you want a salary cap?
No, I'm good.
Exactly.
I want all the money in the world.
You want all the money in the world. So does every other player that's playing in every other sport.
Yeah.
The deferred money's ridiculous. You got to get rid of that.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, it doesn't feel organic. But with this conversation, really the momentum was already sped up, but now it's like in the all the way fast lane of like, we're just headed for a lockout. These two parties are going to be deadlocked, and I'll repeat the same thing that I've uttered probably 4 to 5 times. If you are rooting for the Denver Broncos ownership group to take over the Colorado Rockies at a certain point in time, they're already at 40%. All right, they've been here for like 10 minutes. They got 40% of the Rockies. You should be rooting for a salary cap in baseball if that's what you want for our hometown baseball team.
Tell me this. All right, what the Dodgers are doing, and this is for everybody. Don't you think it's a little bit on the lazy side? I'm just going to pay for these great players.
Wait, hold on.
I'm just
they have one of the best farm systems, though, too.
Exactly.
I mean,
they developed all these guys,
right?
And it's not lazy. You mean it's lazy to go out and get the best pitcher in baseball because you've drafted and developed all these guys so well? There's nothing lazy about it. You know what it is? It's smart baseball. It's what good organizations do, and the Dodgers are the exemplary organization in all of baseball and maybe even all of sports right now.
I'm trying to teach my son you can't buy success. You got to go out there and work. It has to be something that you work on, right? Hard work. And in this case with the Dodgers, they're paying for all of it.
They also play the right way, though, Phil.
You get the check.
You look at that Dodgers-Yankees World Series from a couple years ago. You look at the Dodgers-Phillies series in the NLCS or DS last year. They play the right way. They also spend a lot of money. They get the best players, but they develop their guys, too. So they kind of have the best of everything.
Yeah, they have the best of everything. That's the truth. And that ownership group, by the way, just took over the Los Angeles Lakers this past year. So keep an eye on what happens because, like, the NBA is different than Major League Baseball financially, but where you can outspend others is on all the edges. On all the edges, your coaching staff, your training staff, like what Denver's doing right now with the Broncos, that's what the Lakers will be doing here.
ZB, I'm just saying, get it out the mud. Don't pay for everything.
Well, you don't have to,
Just
if you don't have to get it out the mud, you don't get it out the mud.
Well, I'm just saying, like,
Hey, Phil, go home and tell little Phil, hey, get it out the mud.
Hey, like, I'm gonna make him. I'm not gonna just buy everything for this kid.
But Phil, if Dick Monfort had traded for Tariq School, would you be singing the same tune?
Heck yes.
No, you would not. You'd be like, oh my God, look at that. They went out and got Tariq School. That's the best thing ever. What's the difference?
But because you want to know what's a little fishy about it all, is what the Dodgers had to give up to get the man.
They didn't have to give up that much.
Exactly. Isn't that kind of weird? Is it like this is one of the best pitchers, and you have to give up much to get him to be with the Dodgers?
Guess what? 28 other teams in baseball could have done the same thing.
All right, the Rockies traded Brenton Doyle, and they also just traded Antonio Senzatella moments ago. We'll tell you what they got back and if they're done, as we are 20 minutes from the MLB trade deadline. We'll get it next.
It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth will kick things off starting at 6 a.m., powered by Applied Future Technologies. Then Dover and Cecil will react live to all the action until 2 p.m. Thanks to Denver Roof Pros and Biondino Law Firm. At 2, The Drive will recap the day thanks to AeroSeal Colorado. Stay locked into Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and DenverSports.com for all the latest news and information during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Hey, fellas, if you've been wandering around the house lately, wondering why you're tired, foggy, unmotivated, somehow gaining weight even though your diet consists of mostly air and regret, yeah, you may be dealing with low testosterone. A lot of dudes just blame it on getting older, but let's be real. You shouldn't feel like you need a nap after tying your shoes. And if your workouts feel more like warm-ups, your sleep is garbage, and your sex drive is in the witness protection program, yeah, it might be time to get checked. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, they use advanced medical strategies, TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, PDA, and more to help you get your energy back, improve your sleep, boost your workouts, shed pounds, and yes, bring back that sex drive. Your appointment is just $99. That includes a medical consult plus a T and PSA test, and if you start treatment that day, your visit's free. They have 5 locations in Colorado. They've served tens of thousands of men just like you. So don't wait like most dudes do. Go take that low T quiz at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Hi, Dan Cicchini, Done Right Home Improvements. For an 8% scheduling incentive and a special financing rate of 0% APR with 72 equal monthly payments, go to drhi.com. Kitchens, baths, counters, and floors. Finished basements, windows, and doors. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Done Right.
On BritBox, your next hidden gem is right around the corner. If you're going to be bold, here is the place to do it. Get ready for Britain's most anticipated series, streaming exclusively on BritBox. Catch new seasons of favourites, including Ludwig, starring David Mitchell.
You want someone to get murdered?
And the eagerly awaited new adaptation of Agatha Christie's iconic detective duo, Tommy and Tuppence.
Do you think we're actually really good at this?
Stream the best of British TV on BritBox. Watch with a free trial.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Guys, are you looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get Advanced Hair's breakthrough one-day treatment during their once-yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during Advanced Hair's best offer ever. For details and a free consultation, call 720-459-HAIR or at advancedhair.com.
Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealership since 1975 in Boulder, has a championship-level lineup ready for you to test drive and take home today. They currently have specials on both the BMW X3 and X5 models. The BMW X3 model is a luxury compact SUV that offers balanced handling and a powertrain variety. The BMW X5 model is a high-performance powerhouse luxury model that offers you a thrilling driving experience. They also have a great pre-owned BMW lineup as well. Schedule your test drive today. Go to GebhardtBMW.com.
Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealership since 1975.
The hot weather is here. Stoke here from my team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Has another company told you that you need a new air conditioner? Time to throw in the challenge flag. Rocks Heating and Air offers no obligation, free second opinions. They have amazing financing options and incredible rebates too, only from the best. ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
You know what I could really go for right now? Literally anything that comes in a McDonald's carton, wrapper, or bag. Or a McDonald's cup. Yes, any of those items should do it.
Summer just got even sweeter with soft drinks under $1 at McD's. Get any size soft drink, like a Coke, Sprite, or sweet tea, just 99 cents. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Let the big dog eat. What's up, guys? Zach here, and I am all in on golf these days. Always looking for tee times, booking lessons, and saying yes to rounds with friends. And that's why Aurora has become my go-to for playing and practicing. Yes, we're talking about practice. From beginners just starting out to competitive players, Aurora Golf has a course you'll love. All 5 courses are in beautiful shape. The staff are super friendly, and the value, man, it's tough to beat. Book your next round tonight at golfaurora.com and give their Instagram a follow at golfaurora.co.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Garth Brooks is coming to Denver. The Blame It All on My Roots Arena Tour hits Ball Arena September 4th and 5th, and you don't want to miss it. And they call the thing General tickets are on sale now, but here's the best part. We're giving you a shot to win tickets. Just head to the DenverSports app and enter for your chance to win. Don't have the app yet? Now's the time to download it. Get entered, and we'll see you at the show. It's Training Camp 2026.
Stadium conversation, and I think the probability that it stays in Denver took a hit, I think, over the weekend. The personal seat license conversation that we warned you about over a year ago coming into focus over the weekend as well. And then to top it all off, we are 12 minutes away from the Major League Baseball trade deadline.
12 minutes and 6 seconds. It's right there on the clock, ZB.
Yeah,
Here we go.
Yeah, we have the MLB Network on here, and things are moving and shaking with the Colorado Rockies, all right? We just got news moments ago that the Rockies have traded Antonio Senzatella to the Milwaukee Brewers, okay? And in exchange, coming back to Colorado is left-handed pitcher Mark Manfredi and shortstop Juan Martinez. I will not act like I know who either of those human beings are. I don't. Drew, these are not top 30 prospects, right, inside the Brewers organization?
Correct, yeah. I just looked up the MLB pipeline's top 30 prospects, and neither guys are anywhere to be found in there.
So that tells me that a better deal wasn't available for Antonio Senzatella, and you're like, you want to know what? We just know our relationship is over, and we're getting something.
Well, for Senzatella, he's 31 years old, right? Like, we all knew that this day was coming for him to get traded. Now, I will say this. How much of what happened with the Dodgers is affecting everybody else trying to get some of these trades? Because once the Dodgers gave up what they did to get the pitcher, now everybody's like, well, look what this pitcher costs. Why would we give you more? Why would we give up a top prospect for Senzatella who's nowhere near this great pitcher?
Well, there's another thought, just to present an opposing viewpoint. Yeah. Is we're not going for this because we know we're going up against a juggernaut. So this is not the time to push our chips in because we're looking at who the Dodgers are currently, and our time is not now. I don't know what these teams are thinking. I'm sure every situation is unique. But yeah, Antonio Senzatella, who that's the longest tenured Rocky, is it not? Yeah, the longest tenured Rocky. Senza, man, I remember, gosh, when 2017, 18, 19, that the staff that they had was thought to be the best starting pitching rotation in franchise history, and he was a big part of it. And he also, they put him in the bullpen, and he was pitching really well out of the pen. And then here in the last, I don't know, maybe month and a half, it's really, really come back down to earth. So I'm sure that impacted the compensation that they got in return. We also know that the Rockies have sent center fielder Brenton Doyle to the Chicago White Sox in exchange for a right-handed pitcher, Mason Adams, who was the White Sox number 8th ranked prospect, and also Carlos Vilma, who is 16 years old. Holy smokes. We need to throw Owen in one of these deals. All right. So
Kyle Freeland, and we'll get Big O in there too.
Dude, Kyle was incredible yesterday.
He was, man.
A complete game for the first time in his career.
He said, "Take that, Drew Spivak."
Ooh. And for the first time since 2022, any Rockies pitcher having a complete game. And if that's how this ends, like between the Rockies and Kyle Freeland, and there's still 8 minutes before the deadline, so we don't know how this is going to end. But wow, what a way to go out for Kyle Freeland in potentially his last performance. Drew, what'd you make of Freeland yesterday?
He was awesome. And I've given him a hard time because, when you have an ERA over 7 and you're throwing tantrums on the mound, you tend to deserve that hard time. But, dude, no kidding. Like, he was absolutely fantastic yesterday. It was one of those days, like when you wake up as a pitcher and everything is working. Everything was working yesterday. Now, granted, he was going up against one of the worst teams in baseball that was just wanting to get out of town on a getaway day before getting swept, a team that didn't have hardly anybody good in their lineup. But that being said, Kyle Freeland was fantastic yesterday. That was really fun to watch.
It was fun to watch. And then Hunter Goodman over the weekend. I mean, Saturday night, not 1 but 2 jacks again. It was the 6th time this season where Hunter Goodman has a multi-home run game. That's the most ever in the history of the franchise. And it's been a really fun subplot to watch over the summer. Fun for me. I think fun for you.
Oh, yes.
As I found out on social media over the weekend, not fun for everyone.
Yeah. No, go ahead. Air it out. Who are you talking about, Z? Because my man was in here talking some stuff again about you being happy about Hunter Goodman.
Dude,
go ahead. How do you feel, Z?
This is unreal. So Saturday night, I'm hanging out. I'm watching the game, and Hunter Goodman is going yard, not once but twice. My son is jumping on the bed. I took a break from social media for a couple months. I didn't fire off any tweets, but I'm back.
He's back.
And so I'm like, we're having fun, man. I want to share this, And I said, what did I say? How fun has this Hunter Goodman story been? Feel bad for people who refuse to watch the Rockies. We're watching one of the great offensive seasons for a catcher in Major League Baseball history. And by the way, Hunter Goodman is on pace to pass is it Johnny Bench for the most home runs by a catcher in the history of the National League? Like, are you kidding me?
It's a great story right now.
It's a great story.
In dark times for us Rocky fans.
And I got Will and Jake Shapiro just just pissing on my takes. And, you can't be happy about anything with the Rockies. And, Will saying, so much fun to watch these competent and competitive Rockies lose 102 games. And I replied to him, I said, coming off the worst season in franchise history, I wanted competent and competitive.
That's it.
That's right. And that's what we've seen. Tonight, they'll surpass last season's win total with over 50 games left in the season. And I said, if you're still making fun of and not following along, your expectations were way out of whack. And so, that's where I stand. If you have an actively working brain and had a frame of reference, even a loose frame of reference.
Or just watching the games, Z.
Dude,
just watch.
They were coming off. They were the worst baseball team I've ever seen. So, yeah, we were aiming for competent and competitive because that's a reasonable expectation year over year. And then my guy Will, or I thought he was my guy, calling me embarrassing. That I'm following along in the story as a sports talk show host in a town that has a Major League Baseball team that is about to have the biggest year-over-year improvement in the history of the franchise. I never said.
We got to get him in here because if you would have heard what he said before you got here, my man got out of here before you got here. He said that you hold a higher standard, you have a different standard for the Avs than you do for the Rockies.
The Avs have won 3 championships. The Rockies have never won their division.
Let me get out the way, Z. Don't shoot the messenger.
Like, dude, this has been one of the worst run franchises in the history of sports. And they made wholesale changes for the first time ever. And the result out of the gate is competent and competitive. And these guys are like sounding like the drunk guy at the end of the bar, like, they're going to lose 100, they suck. And it's like, dude, you use your brain. You work in this field. Like this is real growth. It was never going to be, you were never going to walk into a portal and teleport from base camp to the top of the mountain. That's not how this works.
And then we'll put words in our mouth saying that we sat here when the Rockies were 6-6 talking about how they can go to the playoffs.
Well, I'm just going to be real. That was a lie. I gave more disclaimers with Rockies conversations than I have in any other conversation in 10 years behind this microphone. So many disclaimers, like every single segment. And the fact that he's saying that we were saying they were going to the postseason, we would never say that. Do you guys behind the glass, like, am I taking crazy pills? Because it's like, Will's been my guy, and like I've tried to put my arm around him, and he's like spitting back in my face here.
I don't know what Will was coming with today. It was a wild debate of just him throwing out stuff like that. Like you guys said they were going to the playoffs. At no point did that ever come out of anybody's mouth.
Ever. So I don't get it. I don't get it, and I don't think there's anything to get. All right, we heard from Bo Nix for the first time this training camp, and
maybe he was in a bad mood. Maybe he was just in a bad mood, ZB.
Well, standing on business here, you just can't put words in my mouth. That's insane. Okay,
Bo Nix, what's going on?
We'll hear from the QB1 next.
Football camp about to open on both sides of the state, and both CU and CSU are starting over. In Boulder, Dion's got 2 new coordinators, another portal overhaul, and Julian Lewis trying to prove he's the guy after a 3-9 disaster. In Fort Collins, Jim Morris building from scratch with 75% roster turnover, a 3-way QB battle, and a brand new conference. Which program is trending in the better direction and can either get to a bowl game? We're about to find out. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
When your joints hurt every day and you've been told you need surgery, it can feel like there's only one option. Do your homework first. Remember, once a joint is replaced, there's no going back. Hey, it's Mike Evans. Before you schedule surgery, consider getting a second opinion from QC Kinetics. Whether you're dealing with pain from bone-on-bone arthritis, a torn meniscus, or years of wear and tear, surgery isn't the only conversation you should have. Talk to QC Kinetics about how they use regenerative treatments to deliver relief to patients like you right here in Denver. They concentrate tiny healing tools within your body right in the spot that's actually causing the pain. The whole idea is to give you a real shot at holding off on surgery, or in some cases, avoiding it altogether. And that's why it makes sense to explore every option before making a decision that can change your life. Call QC Kinetics today for a second opinion and know your options. A conversation and consultation are totally free. Call today, 303-900-8986, 303-900-8986, with locations in Aurora, Superior, Highlands Ranch, and the Springs. It's QC Kinetics.
Hey, Mr. C, it's me. Well, I just picked up the ring. I actually went to Hellsberg. Thanks for that recommendation. Kate's gonna love that hers is from the same jeweler you got Mrs. C's ring from. They were so helpful throughout the whole process. They even knew your family by name, and the ring looks great. Anyways, I just couldn't wait to let you guys know. Call me back and wish me luck.
Hellsberg, designed with care and craft since 1915. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance. And now we're customizing this rush hour ad to keep you calm, which could help your driving. And science says therapy is great for a healthy mindset. So enjoy this 14-second session on us. I think you've done everything right and absolutely nothing wrong. In fact, anything that hasn't gone your way could probably be blamed on your father not being emotionally available because his father wasn't emotionally available, and so on. And now that you're calm and healing, you're probably driving better too.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com. Or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
I'm Rob Wilhite, and for nearly 50 years, my firm has been fighting for seriously injured car accident victims in Colorado. Serious accidents demand serious representation. We dig into every detail of your case, and we don't back down until we get you the maximum compensation you deserve. If you or someone you love has been seriously injured in a car accident, call the Wilhite Law Firm today at 303-GOOD-LAW or visit WilhiteWins.com. That's 303-GOOD-LAW or visit WilhiteWins.com.
It's summertime, and Aleve is here to keep you on the go. Whether it's planes, trains, or automobiles, Aleve's got your back with up to 12 hours of back pain relief. With just one dose, you'll get to your destination and be ready for your next adventure. So pack your sunscreen, your shades, and your Aleve. No matter where your final stop, Aleve will keep you moving. From sunup to sundown, Aleve's got your back this summer. Feel Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a social media manager.
Did you just post our Q4 earnings to your personal social media?
Oh yeah, used a trending audio and everything.
That's confidential financial data.
Relax. It only went a little viral.
The SEC just commented with the eyeball watching emoji.
This is the Denver Sponsored Jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed Sponsored Jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Brought to you by Common Spirit Health. Hospitals, clinics, and caregivers all connected to advanced healthcare with human kindness in Colorado, Kansas, and Utah. Common Spirit Health. Human kindness lives here.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Regen RX. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay. It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, powered by AeroSeal Colorado.
Me too.
Hustle and motivate.
Come
on, Will. We'll motivate you today.
I don't get it. Like and here's what I'll say. Like, this isn't a weekend where like something like cool stuff is happening with the Rockies. Like Kyle Freeland's pitching his first complete game. Hunter Goodman is for the 6th time having a multi.
Swept the Royals.
Yeah, right. They're sweeping their opponent. The energy just sucks. I don't know how else to put it. It sucks. All right. Shifting gears here a little bit. Oh, by the way, the Rockies did make a trade right at the buzzer. Victor Vodnik, all right, the right-handed reliever, is headed to the Miami Marlins.
Okay.
All right, in exchange for Connor Norby and right-hander Aiden May. And apparently the May kid, Aiden May, is the 27th ranked prospect inside the Marlins organization, so a top 30 prospect.
Bringing in prospects. All right, that's what you're looking for at this point.
That's all. And like, you bring in bodies, and they are just prospects, but where the Rockies are at, you just need to like accumulate bodies and hope that one or two of these guys become an everyday player for you in a few years. So Hunter Goodman didn't go anywhere, and we'll see. All right, but 3 different trades on the Rockies. Drew, you got something?
FYI, Connor Norby has actually been up with the Marlins all year. He's got 200 at-bats this season, hitting .205 with 4 homers and 16 RBIs. He's a third baseman, first baseman, second baseman. So kind of a utility guy.
All right.
Probably comes to Coors out of getting out of Miami and maybe hit a little bit more.
Okay. All right. I like it. Okay. We heard from Bo Nix for the first time this training camp. All right. And he spoke on Saturday how he's grown as a player.
Drastically, year 1, I'm trying to just not mess up for the team. And I feel like year 3, I'm trying to make plays for the team. So it's just quite the different feeling. It's just a confidence level thing. I think playing as many games as I have already, it's just there's hardly going to be a situation I haven't been in.
There's hardly going to be a situation I haven't been in. After 2 years, he's played in nearly every game. Obviously missed the most important one there with that ankle. But, Bo. But I'll say this, too. Him saying, hey, my first year I was just trying not to screw it up. Now I'm trying to make plays for the team. Bo has been a playmaker right out of the gate. When he was 6th in attempts as a rookie, he was their best playmaker as a first-year player.
Oh, he was, but he wasn't as aggressive as he was last year and then what he will be this year. Like watching practice now, watching camp, Bo is being aggressive. He's throwing the ball deep downfield more times than not. You know, he's hitching at his balls or getting people to fake so that he can get these explosive plays. He's just more comfortable and confident in the offense, as he just said. So it's only going to get better from here. And as a rookie, you're right. You're trying to survive. And as a quarterback, as a rookie, when you're trying to figure out how to play that position at the NFL level, know everybody's task and what they have to do plus yours. All right, make sure you don't mess it up. Make sure you're reading the coverages right. And as time goes on, you start to see the same coverages. You start to see the same blitzes. You start to get familiar with the defenses. And you say, okay, like now I'm going to check it. I've seen this multiple times. Yep. I know what's coming my way. So let's check out of this play or let me go to my hot route. It's just over time on task. And that's exactly what's happening for Bo Nix. And he's going to have his best year yet as long as he can stay healthy. Davis Webb takes that next step with the play calling, now him being the new OC, tweaking the offense, being more explosive. This is going to be a fun year for Bo Nix, EB.
It should be, like you said, as long as he's on the field, the growth should be legitimate.
Yeah.
And he was asked, all right, hey, after what happened in the postseason, are you going to stop running? And you know Bo wasn't having any of that.
Absolutely not. I'm gonna roll, and I'm gonna be as athletic as I can be. And like earlier question, it's a strength of ours, and so we got to use our strengths. And for me, that's when I feel at my best, and that's when I feel free. When I'm playing like that, when I'm moving around, it's a good thing. But at the same time, I also know what it's like to not have that asset and have to stay in the pocket. So I feel strong no matter what the play is going to be, no matter what happens defensively, no matter what my reaction is. I feel capable of.
What do you think of that response?
You never want to take away a superpower, especially right now for Bo Nix. One of his superpowers is his athletic ability. It's the way he's able to get out of the pocket, move the chains with his legs. And he actually did it today, where he was able to escape the pocket. Nobody was open, and he dashes down the field. Now, I don't know who would have tackled him, but it was good to see that because a lot of people are sitting there saying, how is this ankle going to hold up? Well, he looks healthy right now.
I'm one of them. I want to see how this thing holds up.
For sure. Now, for Bo, you do have to start working in the pocket. That's something that you should work on during camp. It's hard right now because you're just getting into pads, but when everybody calms down, you must add that to your game. Stepping up in the pocket, climbing that pocket, being accurate with the football, because at some point the athletic ability goes out the window, and now you do have to use your arm, you have to use your brain, and things like that as a quarterback.
Here's a little bit more from Bo Nix talking about working with his new offensive coordinator, Davis Webb.
It's been really good. Honestly, feel like we picked up right where they left off in spring, and feel like I picked up right where left off with coach. And so it's the voice in my ear, but both were very, coach and Davis both very calm, decisive, give me the play. I feel like Davis is doing a really good job of communicating with me, not over-communicating, but just giving me a few things here and there, reminders, little things about a play, like, hey, don't forget this, hey, remember you got this. And so I think that's going to be, great as we go with that communication in my ear. And, he's been waiting for this moment for a long time. He's been preparing for this, and he's really put us in a good spot.
And one more, the differences between the two.
To say without playing a game yet, but I don't expect there to be any differences, other than just coach was a little bit more, he gave me the play and let me go. I think Davis may, be able to give me a few more reminders, add a few more things in the sentence, but it'll be pretty much the same.
It'll be pretty much the same. We have not been acting like it's going to be the same. And if it's going to be the same, why turn over play calling in the first place?
I just think it's more of like how it's coming across, right? Like they've shortened the verbiage from what I've heard. They have shortened the verbiage. But also I think it's just those little details that Davis Webb is going to be putting in there. Hey, remember this. Where Sean, he just calls a play and then he just cuts it off. Even as a quarterback, you need reminders. There's still going to be some tweaks to his ZB. I just think Bo Nix is trying to be careful with his words. He doesn't want to disrespect Sean, right?
Yeah, right.
He doesn't want to disrespect what Sean has done because Sean's still going to be calling plays at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's trying to keep that air free, that air feeling good for each other so that when you go into these games, you don't have any friction.
All right. I think you're spot on with that one.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, choosing your words wisely at the podium, very CEO-like, right? And it comes across as kind of boring, but sometimes you want your quarterback to be the boring one. All right. Shifting gears here. If you want to respond to any of those conversations, all right, you can hit us up on the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043. looking back on the day that was officially day 3 of Broncos training camp and the first day with the pads. We'll get to it next.
The Broncos are finally back on the practice field. The Nuggets are trying to figure out their roster around Nikola Jokic. And football season's almost here for Deion Sanders and the Buffs. What should Denver sports fans be most excited about right now? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
You know your age, your weight, your income, and probably even the mileage on your car. But what's your testosterone level, and is that level normal for your age? If you don't know the answer, Low T Center can help, and we'll do it for free. Come take a free testosterone test and find out if Low T Center can help invigorate your life like it has for thousands of other men in your area. Go to fixmylowt.com and book an appointment online for your free T-test today.
Genie log, day 15,824. The Powerball jackpot is over $700 million now. I'll be stuck in this little lamp forever with nothing but all this stupid gold and rare gems. A gold-plated motorcycle? Sure does a lot of good when you live in a 10x10 magic lamp. Come find me. I'm at latitude 36.06.
Grant your own wishes. The Powerball jackpot is over $700 million. Must be 18 to play. Approximate jackpot odds are 1 in 293 million. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Hey, it's Phillip Lindsay here. Do you need a new roof, gutters, or exterior needs? Monarch is your one-stop shop, backed by 16 years of experience and over 10,000 satisfied customers. Their in-house insurance team fights for you, and their white glove service means every detail is handled with care. Competitive pricing, award-winning craftsmanship, and the only roofer the Denver Broncos chose to endorse. A proud member of Team Dave Logan, make the call to your home team, Monarch Construction and Roofing, the official roofer of the Denver Broncos.
Are you looking for the perfect engagement ring? Hi, I'm Scott Matthew with Matthew's Fine Watches and Jewelry. We have a great selection to choose from. If you're looking for that one-of-a-kind custom ring, our associates will take the time with you to design that ring that she will love, and her friends will go crazy over. At Matthews, when you purchase your ring and Centerstone, you'll receive 20% off your wedding bands. Make the right choice. Come to Matthews and save.
Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry, located in the Highlands Ranch Town Center or online at MatthewsFineWatches.com.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. On behalf of my friends at American Financing, what if next month looked different? What if instead of robbing Peter to pay Paul, you had one clear payment and money left over for the things that actually matter? If you're a homeowner, that's not a fantasy. American Financing is making it happen. They're not going to judge you. They're here to help you. Everything is more expensive right now, and you're spending more on the basics than ever before. American Financing's salary-based mortgage consultants will give your paycheck a raise by lowering your debt obligations. Their average customer savings is $800 a month, and you may delay 2 mortgage payments, and you may close in as fast as 10 days. Guys, there's no upfront fees. There's no obligation. We all want to live without stress. Your home's equity could help you do this. So call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
You missed it? No worries. Santiago's is giving you a second chance to grab a free unfinished business training camp t-shirt. Head to eatatsantiagos.com to find out which select Santiago's locations will be handing out 50 additional tees on the house while supplies last. But just like a good Santiago's breakfast burrito, they won't last long. Locations, dates, and times are all at eatatsantiagos.com. Fresh burritos and free gear? That's a win-win. Santiago's, faithfully authentic.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here, and if you're over 50, there's a good chance you're dealing with an enlarged prostate. Waking up at night, weak stream, all of it. Here's the good news. PAE, prostate artery embolization, is minimally invasive, done through a tiny pinhole, and you're home the same day. Most men who have PAE don't experience any sexual side effects associated with conventional prostate surgery. At Colorado Advanced Endovascular, their experienced team offers specialized prostate treatment with near zero impact on sexual function. Lakewood location, personalized care. Visit coloradoae.com.
You bought an RV, and you got an automatic discount from Progressive by bundling it with your home or auto insurance. That's great, but a serious word of warning every RVer should heed. You don't need to talk about things like dry weight or dump stations. And you don't need one of those expensive water filter straws either. Because the most extreme thing most RVers encounter is a campsite without hookups. So just enjoy yourself. And Progressive's automatic discount when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, how can I help? Well, my husband and I feel like we've outgrown our current money manager.
I see.
Our lives have changed, and we need something more than just mutual funds to help us in retirement.
She's right.
I hear that often. At Fisher Investments, we'd start by getting to know you, your finances, family, health, lifestyle. We tailor a portfolio around your goals and needs.
Sounds good.
Can you help with estate planning?
Yes. We have a team of specialists who can help you with estate planning, Social Security, investment income, and more. We'll get to know your whole financial picture and help keep you on the path to a comfortable retirement.
And your fees?
We have a simple, transparent fee that's a percentage of the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better.
I feel better already.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com/different. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
One Wheel Broncos talk. Cecil Lemmy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue Today. The most passionate intelligence and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Orange and Blue Today, powered by Ramos Law, official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. It's Training Camp 2026. Unfinished business. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, powered by AeroSeal Colorado.
All right, rolling downhill here on a Monday, August 3rd. Looking back on the day that was at training camp.
Look at you.
Oh, isn't this classic?
It is.
So classic. So good. Kanye West, when he was at probably the peak of his powers. Okay. Looking back on the day that was, all right, what stood out to you the most?
Oh, well, one, the pads are on.
Yep.
Right? Pads are clacking. What does that mean? It means it's physical. It means you're getting down and dirty. It means that you're getting hit or you're the one hitting. And I believe that the intensity was not there from the offense, ZB. My big takeaway was the offense was not ready to go first day of pads. Now, I do understand how it is. It's hard to go from having a day off to getting right back into pads, right? Like you've been out there, but this is your first time in pads, and now you're being physical. Now you're getting hit or you're hitting people. It takes time, and this is why Sean went with a shorter practice, and tomorrow will be longer. It's another build-up. But you still go out there and you still compete. This is the time for you to punch somebody in the mouth. This is time for the offensive line to show that they've been around each other for a very long time, get some push up front, and maybe we see a couple plays, which we did not see today, where the running backs are dashing down the field with some bigger holes. I thought I was going to see more fireworks for the first day, and that wasn't the case. So hopefully tomorrow, ZB, we get more action, more live action where people are going at it.
You mentioned the run game.
Yeah.
From my vantage point, and we didn't watch all of practice together. We did some. But from my vantage point, it just didn't look like the run game caught any sort of traction today.
No. But also I was a bit confused of why Sean didn't go into inside drill first. Inside drill is where you have no receivers. It's just tight ends, linebackers, offensive line, quarterback, and running back. Nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. You know it's a run, but it gets you going. And then you go from inside drill, then you go into team. And maybe that's something they'll do tomorrow, but it does help you out. And there was a lot of times today where the defense was in the backfield before the running back could really get going.
Yeah.
For example, you had J.K. Dobbins who got a toss play to the left, and Alex Singleton hit the gap, hit the hole, and it would have been a loss of 5.
Oh, he blew it up. He blew it up.
Oh, he blew it up like somebody blowing a bathroom up. Okay, yes, it was like a loss of 5, and it wasn't a good start. It was not a good start, and that's on the run game, right? But it's on the running back, it's on the offensive line getting the push up front. Tomorrow, I'm expecting this offensive line to be more aggressive because they got their asses handed to them today. Looking at it where we were at, the defense won the day, ZB.
Yeah, the defense won the day, and it wasn't just a TKO first round. The offense did still within the framework of losing a fight back, and I guess the analogy, they didn't get TKO'd, it went to the judges, but all 3 judges had the Broncos defense winning the day, for sure. When it comes to the lackluster nature of the offense today, I still thought in the passing game there was maybe 4 to 6 plays in the passing game where I say, okay, like this still looks good. And I thought for any pass catcher, we just talked about the run game, wasn't very good, but the one pass catcher that I thought really stood out above everyone else, it's Pat Bryant. And I think Pat Bryant is emerging in real time right now. God, this guy's fun to watch. I mean, big plays. He's probably not going to be, this yak guy. That's not who he is.
Oh no, ZB. My man gets upfield. Now, one thing, we can say this for Court, because Court has consistently not have done what we're asking for, is like yards after catch. But when it comes to Pat Bryant, he's feisty. He's just like Troy Franklin. I could see Pat Bryant this year taking that next step and getting more yards after catch. One, he's all over the place. You could put him at slot. He could be on the outside. He's a very smart player. And when you play zone against him, he finds those little holes and he sits there and he's going to pick up those yards. But he has something to him, right? There's something to him. I can't really describe it, but he finds ways to get the separation. He's not as fast as a Troy Franklin or a Jalen Waddle.
You know what his 40 time is? I'm looking at it right now.
What is it?
4.61.
See,
that is not considered fast for an NFL wide receiver. But you know what he is? Just to put it so plainly, dude's a football player.
Exactly.
He's just a football player. And I know that, with someone like Savion Jones or Q Robinson, I've said they drafted these guys, they're more prospect than player. Pat Bryant is no one's favorite prospect, but God, he is a damn good football player. And this was Sean Payton after practice talking about what he likes about his year 2 wide receiver.
His weight's at a good spot. He's got some of the better hands in traffic with his feet on the ground. He's really good run after the catch. I said this to you guys a year ago. He's real smart, so he's someone that can move from X to the slot. It'll be easy creating his role.
It'll be easy creating his role. I mean, I am so excited to see who Pat Bryant can become here in this offense.
Man, it's going to be electrifying in a different way, right? You have someone like Jalen Waddle and Troy Franklin with the speed, but Pat Bryant, he's going to get open, man. He is going to break some of those tackles. He's going to move the chains, and we're going to be sitting here saying, like, how did this man just get open? How did he get in the end zone and score that touchdown? He just has an act for that, has great hands. Great hands in traffic like Sean just got done describing. I mean, he's battling for that number 3 spot, ZB. It's not just Troy Franklin.
No.
Troy is going to have to fight off Pat Bryant.
Yeah, Pat Bryant is just going to play a lot for the Broncos.
He is.
He's just got to stay healthy. We have to keep our eye on his, the whole concussion conversation. It's a very real one. And we talked about it last week. I think the Guardian cap is a mandate for Pat Bryant, this year. He's too important for what the Denver Broncos are trying to do. Who else stood out offensively to you? Anyone today other than Pat Bryant?
I'm not going to say stood out, but I thought it was interesting that they had Evan Ingram on the outside playing some X receiver too, and he was able to hit the slant route on Jahdae Barron.
He did.
So it's good to see that Davis Webb, the play caller, offensive coordinator, is putting Evan Ingram all around the field for mismatches, right? Like, that's what you want to see out of this.
And that's what we thought we were going to get. He was the Joker. That's what makes him the Joker card.
So he was there, had a slant route and was able to pick up some good gains on that. And Bo Nix had a couple of beautiful passes.
He
today,
did, man.
When he did set his feet, when he did stay in the pocket, give his receivers opportunities to get downfield, he had just great touch. Bo Nix, we're talking about great touch, great accuracy with the football, and just more confident. What I'm seeing out of Bo is just confident of going downfield now, not afraid to make a mistake. You can't be afraid to make a mistake. And then there was a beautiful pass that Bo Nix had to Pat Bryant, back shoulder pass against Riley Moss.
Yeah, he hit him with a pump fake first. And so there's like this little hitch, and then that was just enough. Yeah, that is like impossible to defend when you throw it like Bo did earlier today.
Exactly. And Riley was in good coverage.
He was.
Actually, really, really good
He's
coverage.
always in good coverage.
There you go. He is. And it was a back shoulder pass to Pat Bryant. Pat Bryant came down with the football. Pat Bryant had himself a day.
Yeah, he did. All right, the offense had been lighting it up. Then the pads did come on today, and the defense, in a lot of ways, flexed on the other side of the ball. So who stuck out on that side of the ball? We'll get to it next.
It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth will kick things off starting at 6 a.m., powered by Applied Future Technologies. Then Dover and Cecil will react live to all the action until 2 p.m. thanks to Denver Roof Pros and Biondino Law Firm. At 2, The Drive will recap the day thanks to AeroSeal Colorado. Stay locked into Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and DenverSports.com for all the latest news and information during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Men, when addressing the problem of erectile dysfunction, you want the right treatment for your specific medical situation because every case is different, and finding the right treatment can mean the difference between just an okay experience and an amazing one. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and at our practices, we offer the full range of ED treatment protocols and can even combine therapies to help make those intimate moments special, both for you and your partner. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're the leader in treating ED in the area. Our medical providers specialize in men's sexual health and understand that no two cases are alike, which means you'll get the right treatment for you based on sound medical evaluation and appropriate applications of medical therapies. Plus, we offer treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most men, you'll get your sex life back. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
You worked hard for your money. It's time your money worked harder for you. Open a 7-month CD from Wings Credit Union and earn a guaranteed 4.4% annual percentage yield with just a $500 minimum deposit. It's one of our best rates of the year, but like all good things, it won't stick around forever. Get started today at wingsco.com/CD special. Let's figure it out together. Rate accurate as of July 31st, 2026 and subject to change without notice. Subject to eligibility. Insured by NCUA.
Hey, it's your boy Stink. Ever wonder what if the best room in your home wasn't inside? That's exactly what Inside Outside Spaces helps homeowners create. They design outdoor spaces that actually fit how you live. From custom pergolas to patio covers, screens, decks, pavers, outdoor kitchens, and fire features, they'll help you enjoy your backyard almost year-round. Inside Outside Spaces, building outdoor spaces that feel like inside spaces. Visit InsideOutsideSpaces.com. One company, one team, one call.
Hey, this is Rob Biondino at BeatTheDA.com. I've handled 7,000 cases, over 300 trials. If you've been injured in a car accident or property damage, you need our help. I handle all my cases personally. I know all the medical experts, all the damage experts to get you the most for your injuries and your damages. If you're injured in an accident, call me. I will go to war for you. The insurance company knows that I'm a trial lawyer. That will get you more money, a better settlement at the end of the day. Give me a ring, 720-706-5151. Hit me up at BeatTheDA.com.
Do you believe in love at first sight?
We do, and you will too when you see Tacori.
Handcrafted in California, Tacori rings have design details you won't find in any other diamond engagement rings.
Including Tacori's perfectly engineered crown and windows of light created by Tacori's iconic crescent design.
It's the Tacori touch, and you'll find it at Williams Jewelers, Colorado's only platinum Tacori store. I'm Steve Williams.
I'm Shayna Williams.
And I'm Dylan Williams. You'll find all your Tacori jewelry at Williams Jewelers of Inglewood, along with one of the largest selections of certified loose diamonds in the state, all at the guaranteed best price.
So come, fall in love with the Tacori ring she's always dreamed of.
Tacori at Williams Jewelers of Inglewood,
Colorado's premier jeweler.
Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds a part of your life.
Williams Jewelers of Inglewood, where Colorado shines. On the corner of Bellevue and Broadway, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Most small business break-ins happen between 2 and 5 a.m. The owner finds out when they unlock the door at 7. Pull footage from a consumer system and you get a silhouette and a hoodie. Nothing identifiable. Vantage installs cameras that read a face in total darkness, and they don't stop at cameras. Access control, network, intercom, cabling, AV. One company, one number. Ready to invest in real security for your business or property? Call Vantage at 720-366-7759 or visit business.vssicolorado.com today.
Hey guys, boy Stink here today about my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. And if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if he can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house all cash and he can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-900-4433, 720-900-4433. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. Want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
There are so many out-of-state roofing companies and roofing companies claiming to be locally owned, yet owned by out-of-state private equity firms.
Denver Roof Pros is the real deal. We are truly locally owned and operate right out of Denver.
We've been serving the Front Range and the Eastern Plains from Fort Collins to Colorado Springs for 10 years.
Choose local. Choose DenverRoofPros.com.
No matter if it hails, rains, or snows, nobody knows your roof like the Denver Roof Pros. Hey!
As Coloradans, we know how important it is to protect our homes. And unfortunately, wildfires are a reality here. It's Zach, and that's why I trust 5280 Exteriors, a 2-time President's Club winner offering Class A fire-rated products designed to help protect your home. Thinking about upgrading your outdoor living space? Now's the time. Purchase a new deck during the month of August and get free solar railing lights. No payments and no interest until 2027 for qualified buyers. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Step Denver, a nonprofit solution to addiction and homelessness.
It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, powered by AeroSeal Colorado.
All right, bottom of hour number 3 here on a Monday that is just flying by. Flying by.
Time flies when you're having fun, ZB. You know this.
No doubt. No doubt. And we have covered a lot of ground, still have a lot of ground to cover, talking about Broncos practice. All right, we're going to get into the stadium conversation and the likelihood that this thing could not stay in Denver. Just went up over the weekend. We'll get to that.
ZB, don't piss everybody off right now.
Don't shoot the messenger. But
don't piss everybody off.
But
right
there was one or two things that went down this weekend that I had a front row seat for that I'm like, okay, well, we need to talk about this in a meaningful and dedicated way, and we will. The personal seat license conversation, like we have to have that conversation, and we will all hear before today's show is out. Before we get into anything. All right, do you want to see Zach Bryan at Empower Field at Mile High? The show is Thursday night, August 13th, and we've got your tickets, a pair of them. You and somebody you like enough to bring along, all right? One of the biggest names in music under the lights in Denver. It doesn't get much better than that, all right? I can tell you I will be at the Friday show here.
Did you reply all? Get some tickets?
I did not reply all like you did. By the way, how was the show meeting today at 1:30?
Why you guys gotta do that to me, huh? You guys put the show meeting on there. Like, I'm trying to make sure I'm a good teammate. I'm trying to make sure everybody knows we have a show meeting.
I'm going to defend Phil here, and I was trying to defend him to Drew as well. Phil, you've never really had a job that involved emails, I'm guessing, right?
No,
this is your first one?
No, we have emails. Come on.
I was trying to help you out. Be like, he hasn't really had a corporate job prior to this.
You would have, like, we have something like an email, right? It wouldn't be an email, but it'd be something else that shoots out to everybody. Hey, we got a team meeting, right? But when you shoot something out there, say team meeting, that means today. That means get that ass over there because we're having a team meeting right now. So that's what I thought. I didn't read it all the way.
So I'm in the middle of Sean Payton's press conference, And my phone is ringing. I look down. It's Phil. I'm like, dude, I'm in the middle of Sean Payton's press conference. You know this. I was just with you. He's like, yo, we got that show meeting at 1:30. And I'm like, wait, we do? I'm like, on a Monday? That's unusual. Like, how did I miss this? And no. The email said in 2 weeks we'll meet. And Phil was like, it's today. All right, so be caller number 4 right now at 303-713-1043. That's 303-713-1043. Caller 4 gets a pair of tickets to Zach Bryan at Empower Field at Mile High Thursday, August 13th from Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Best of luck to everyone. Okay, so who stood out on the defensive side of the ball? Real quick, before we get into that conversation, Luke Wattenberg did leave practice today. So the Broncos starting center left practice, an apparent injury. I think Sean Payton said after he'll be fine, but that should be on our radar.
Definitely, but it needs to be on our radar. That's the starting center, and we just started, right? There was the first day of pads. Something happened, obviously, I want to say, with his lower body. I may be wrong. We're going to figure that out later on. But you never want your offensive line getting hurt right off the bat. Right? I understand there's going to be injuries, but anytime a player has to go into the locker room, it's scary because now they're going to probably do some MRIs, X-rays. Anytime they put you back there, they're going to make sure that everything is okay. So hopefully we see Wattenberg out there tomorrow. Like I said, this is the first day in pads. Tomorrow it's going to really be on and cracking. It's going to be a lot more physical, and you want your starting center out there getting back into the action.
Yeah. Now, defensively, when we take a look at the defensive side of the ball, winning the day in both of our estimation, who stuck out for you?
I'm going to go with old man Alex Singleton, who's 32 years old. We act like that's old. He's 32 years old, but he was flying around today, right? He has the green dot, as we always talk about, the guy that's relaying the message, the leader out there as the linebacker, the male linebacker, but he was making plays. He's done a really good job this year, ZB, so far in coverage. He has done a great job of being sticky with coverage, but on this play in particular, it was him getting downhill, all right, shedding a block and making a tackle on JK. It would have been a tackle. You don't tackle to the ground in the NFL. You want to keep your guys healthy. But Alex Singleton got to J.K. Dobbins on the toss and blew it up for maybe a 5-yard loss. All right, Alex Singleton is flying around. He looks healthy. You said he looks a little slimmer. You were able to get closer to him.
Yeah, I was standing right next to him on Saturday. It looks like he's lost, 8-10 pounds. I mean, he is trim.
So it's good to see that, right? It's a guy that is going to be consistent, but man, he's dealt with so much, from the knee injury and blowing his ACL out to having cancer, and so hopefully this year goes well for him, and he's just ready to play free, and he has a healthy year, which is hard to at the linebacker position. It's like the tight end position, like you're right there, you're in the trenches, you're going to get banged up, but Alex Singleton had himself a day, and it's good to see that, ZB.
Good for Singleton, man. Veteran getting after at the inside linebacker, like such a collision-based position. But still flying around, to your point. Ken co-signed that. Riley Moss is having a good camp, it looks like. It does, and it doesn't mean that he makes every play. He got a ball caught on him today by Pat Bryant, a back shoulder throw that, you play opposite PS2. You're going to get, challenged, and it's like being a shot blocker, right? You're going to get dunked on. But in totality, through 5 days of the information that we have, Moss has looked really good, and I thought that maybe the play of the day today was Bo Nix giving Cortland Sutton a 50-50 ball with Riley Moss right on him, and it was like one of these rebound plays, and that's where Cortland really thrives.
Yeah.
And both guys had their hands on it. And for a split second, and it reminded me of the Jaquan McMillan, Brandon Cooks play in the divisional round to beat the Buffalo Bills. Like, it's so bang, and you're like, wait, who has the ball? And Riley Moss came up with the ball for today's only interception at practice. And we talk about Moss specifically when it comes to making more plays on the ball. You see as much action as anyone in the league. And for you to have 2 interceptions in 2 years is like that's got to change. And it did today.
Riley looks really, really good, and his technique looks really good as well. He's not as hands anymore. He looks like he's got a little quicker, faster, understanding what he needs to do. And I'm excited to see what this man can do as camp goes on and, of course, the preseason games. And he is going to be the number 2 corner alongside PS2.
Agreed.
Just as long as he can stay healthy, he has a mindset. One thing about Riley is he's always physical. he's always willing to get in and make a tackle. He's always willing to be a little handsier than some cornerbacks. And now he's taking more risk and trying to get the ball. He's going to be rewarded for that. But the man looks like he's on a mission. He wants to get paid. His contract's expiring. He also knows that he's looking behind him. And Jahdae Barron is at that number 2 spot for the cornerback, and he's battling with Riley right now. Now Riley's winning that battle if you want to go that far. And Riley is just building off of this, so it's good to see Riley out there making these plays early.
Here was Sean Payton after practice talking about Riley's interception.
Fantastic. Look, there's 2 things that can happen. You're either deflecting it, but the ability to be able to catch it as a defensive back, it's tough if you don't have decent enough hands because they'll just throw at you. So it was a good play.
It was a good play.
Yep.
And so hopefully Riley Moss can continue to build off this. The Jahdae Barron conversation, I keep on saying it's not going away, and today was another installment of it, right? We saw multiple balls get caught on him from Evan Ingram, from Pat Bryant. And on one of them, guys, he just, after the Pat Bryant catch, he just throws his head back in the air in a very obvious, visible sign of frustration. He's not competing with Riley Moss for the starting outside corner. I'm sorry.
Who is he competing with? He's a first-round draft pick.
Himself.
Just confidence at this point, just trying to build as much confidence as possible to be the backup to Riley?
I mean, like, you think there's an authentic competition happening between Riley Moss and Jahdae Barron?
As of right now, there was supposed to be.
I think there's supposed to be, yeah.
But for Jahdae Barron, he's struggling so much, and it's new. All last year, Jahdae Barron was sitting there in the nickel position, battling with Jaquan McMillan. And now they're saying, hey, look, we want you on the outside battling with Riley. Well, Riley has been playing. He's been starting in these games. He's confident. He's ready to go, where Jahdae Barron's trying to build that confidence up. And it's just a different beast out there, and I continue to say that. Guys, you're going up against Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Jalen Waddle. It's just different, especially when you have to play man all day. So for Jahdae Barron, he is struggling a little bit. He looks like he's frustrated. He needs to start getting with the program, though, and he needs to start making plays so that he can build that confidence within himself, so that he has a chance to battle with Riley, ZB.
Yeah, I asked Sean about it after practice, and he said, like, I said, where is he in his growth arc? And he said, everything's fine, and
sure,
but yeah, I have eyes and an actively working brain, and it's not, everything's not all fine with Jahdae Barron. And like I said last week, luckily there's enough stock at that position where I don't think he'll really gash the Denver Broncos. But at the same time, if I had to bet right now, his on-field snap count, if I were to predict with the information I have,
just right now,
it won't be much meaningfully different than it was a year ago.
So you're saying dime package. When you have an extra DB in there is when we are going to see Jahdae Barron.
Yeah.
Or if somebody gets hurt.
Yeah, if someone gets hurt, and again, you do not draft someone 20th overall for sub packages. That's what you don't do. And so
time will tell, Z.
Yeah, time will tell. Time will tell, and we'll continue to chronicle that story as the days add up here through the summer. Okay, all right. A small group of media were given a tour of the Broncos' $175 million facility on Saturday. I was one of them, and I took notes. I'll pass along some really interesting details from inside their new palace. Also, the likelihood of the Broncos staying in Denver took a hit over the weekend. We'll talk about why. And we gave you over a year's notice about a new divisive conversation that was coming to Denver, and over the weekend it arrived. We are going to get to all of that as we are on the doorstep of 40 consecutive minutes of commercial-free sports talk coming up next.
Training camp is officially underway, and the hype around the Broncos hasn't been this way in a while. Bo Nix begins year 3. Jalen Waddle hits the field for the first time in orange and blue. Davis Webb's already showing differences with his offense. So, are expectations officially Super Bowl or bust? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
This week's Recovery of the Week is brought to you by Step Denver, the men's residential addiction recovery program in Lower Downtown. Our Recovery of the Week this week belongs to the Colorado Buffaloes football team, who began fall camp this past weekend and are now fully recovered from a 3-9 season. The Buffs have a new offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, and 40 new transfers to attack the 2026 season and see if the team can make a bowl game. And that was your recovery of the week, brought to you by Step Denver. And once again, Zach sitting down with Megan from Step Denver. And today we're talking about family and the impact that addiction can have on those closest to us. Megan, what have you seen?
Zach, addiction is devastating to families. Trust is broken. Sometimes it leads to violence. And at a minimum, it leads to people living in fear of what will happen next or whether their loved one will survive. I grew up in a house affected, and I know that all too well. Many of the men in our program enter with broken relationships, and one of the first things they want to do is make amends to their families. But honestly, it's not that easy. It doesn't happen overnight. That's why we offer family reconciliation classes. We teach our residents the most effective and healthy way to approach doing this work. One of the most important things that they learn is that patience is required. The damage, of course, wasn't done overnight. It happened over the course of many years, and it will take time for their loved ones to see the action behind their words. But the change is real. Last year, 76% of our residents reported that they repaired broken or strained family relationships during their time at STEP. That support obviously becomes a foundation for long-term success.
Actions do speak louder than words, and thank you for sharing that, Megan. If you are struggling with addiction or you want to make a donation to help the men who are calling STEP to get their life back today, visit stepdenver.org. That's stepdenver.org.
If you've been injured in an auto accident, Dr. Joseph Ramos is both a doctor and a lawyer, combining legal and medical expertise. He can help. Ramos Law, the official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. RamosLaw.com.
Hey Denver, Zach here. Need foundation repair, waterproofing, crawl space repair, egress windows, or concrete work? Trust Homestrong to get it done. They can even turn your crawl space into a finished basement in weeks. Visit buildhomestrong.com. You'll never go wrong with Homestrong.
The rent's coming up. Also, gotta get groceries. And I should probably set up an emergency fund. Plus, I want to start my own business. Sorta. Maybe. But first, the trip I've been dying to take.
Wings is here to make sure it all adds up. Wings Credit Union. Let's figure it out together. Insured by NCUA.
Find your next adventure this August in the new 2026 Honda CR-V Hybrid during the Honda Summer Event at Champ Honda. With impressive hybrid efficiency, modern technology, and the versatility Colorado drivers love, the CR-V Hybrid is ready for your daily commute or your next weekend getaway. Champ Honda has one of their largest selections in years, making it easy to find the right vehicle. Plus, with their one price, one person, 1 hour philosophy, buying is simple, transparent, and Champ Honda never charges dealer handling fees.
When disaster hits your home, it's game time. Water in the basement, fire damage, mold creeping in. Don't sit on the sidelines. Call Able. Able Restoration is your first round draft pick for emergency response, mitigation, and full rebuild. We move fast, protect your property, and fight for you with insurance start to finish. This isn't practice, this is your home. And when it's time to step up and protect what matters most, bring Able to the table. Call 303-590-5600. That's 303-590-5600. Go Able. Bring Able to the table.
Hi, I'm Donnie, owner of Fitness Gallery, where we believe there's nothing more important than your health. We've just celebrated our 27th year in business. Thank you for your continued support.
Hey, Broncos country, I'm Terrell Davis. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer. Work out on your schedule from the privacy of your own home.
At Fitness Gallery, we have the nation's lowest prices on the highest quality products that stand the test of time.
Imagine this, no more wasting time in traffic, no more crowded gyms. And here's the touchdown play, get your family involved. Your health is your ultimate MVP, and I know staying fit is not always easy. Whether it's Rod, Carl, or myself, we shop at Fitness Gallery, and you should too. With the right equipment at home, you can train like a pro whenever it suits you. You never regret buying quality. Fitness Gallery sells commercial-grade equipment for the home. It's simply the best.
Invest in your health and happiness with Fitness Gallery. Visit one of our 7 store locations for a free home gym layout and design today.
It's the most wonderful time of the year at Staples. They've got back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech, and more at staples.com/back-to-school. Staples, that was easy.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery and Monarch Construction and Roofing. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. It's Training Camp 2026. Unfinished business. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay. Powered by AeroSeal Colorado.
All right, rolling downhill here on a Monday. Thank you guys for rocking with us here today. It's been a really, really fun show that has flown by. And if I had any guess, that'll continue to be the case here.
It's football, babe.
Guys, Garth Brooks is coming to Denver. The Blame It All on My Roots Arena Tour hits Ball Arena September 4th and 5th, and you don't want to miss it. General tickets are on sale now. But here's the best part. We're giving you a shot to win tickets, all right? Just head to the DenverSports app and enter for your chance to win. Don't have the app yet? No worries. Now is the time to download it, get entered, and we'll see you at the show. Okay, a small group of us, it was probably maybe like 20 to 25 people total that on Saturday were guided through the Denver Broncos' new facility. And it was
VIP passes. I tried to get in there, and they said I wasn't with you, so I couldn't go. I said, damn, all right.
Well, it was interesting because they didn't like put it out in an email that like this is what was going to be happening. And I think had they put it out there like that, man, there might have been 75 people because everyone wants to look inside of this new, gorgeous $175 million football palace, and it was. It was super cool to see. I gave a shout out to Eric Schubert, Broncos PR, firing a text to me first thing Saturday morning. I was already going, but I just made sure like you better be on time, be there a little bit early, and just have your ducks in a row. And guys, it's unlike anything I've ever seen. And I'm not speaking. I'm speaking more of a place of ignorance because I haven't been around the country and seen all these facilities. Okay. But I know someone who has, and he was there on Saturday, Joe Buck. Joe Buck.
You're just friends with everybody. Joe Buck, me and him had some coffee together, and he told me this. Damn, Z.
We did have a nice conversation. We probably talked for maybe 5 minutes, nothing crazy. And he was there with his wife, Michelle Beisner Buck, who
she's the best.
Grew up in Morrison. And so they were there. They're moving to Denver. So, like, this Hall of Fame broadcaster and his beautiful wife are moving to Denver with their 2 kids. And I just think that's pretty cool that Joe Buck could live anywhere in the entire world, and he's choosing Colorado, which is just, like, amazing.
Is he choosing it, or his wife choosing it?
Well, he did tell me, he goes, she won. So we're moving. Like, she won. And so
see how it goes.
And she is a former Denver Bronco cheerleader.
Yep.
And, turned like ESPN reporter. And once upon a time, because your name came up, and I'm introducing myself to Joe and saying, hey, I've been here for about 10 years. I used to do a show with Stokely, ditched him. Now I do the show with Phil.
Like, I went with a better looking guy. Come on.
And she goes, oh, we love Phillip Lindsay.
She's the best. Michelle, like, and what she brings to the table, like, she came, it was my rookie year, obviously, having all that success, and she wanted to come into our home, have a major interview that was on ESPN. I think it's still on YouTube.
Yep.
And she's the best, man. She treated my family kindly. She treated my, like brothers, sisters, my mother, and she didn't want to leave. She was like, I'd stay the night if it wasn't for my husband getting mad at me.
That is so cool.
She did a great job with that piece as well.
Well, and now that's what is that, 8 years ago? And it came right back to her, and she turned to Joe. She's like, remember we did that thing? And he's like, yep. And so I'm bringing him up because this is someone who travels the country on a weekly basis looking at the biggest and best facilities. And he told me, because he got a private tour of it.
Of course.
And he said, I've never seen anything like it, ever. I was like, wow. Like, this guy, yeah. So he would know, so I'll take his word for it.
Oh, yeah, but Greg Penner is moving around, right? Touring just all these stadiums, these facilities in the country, like not just here in the United States, but everywhere, my guess, and just kind of getting little bits of everything. And I've been a part of a couple of facilities that were built. Miami Dolphins, and then Colorado, Boulder up there when the Champion Center was first built. I was the first team. We were the first team in that facility.
Okay.
So, like, it's always fun. And it's always a great experience, a great time, and the energy is just great when you have something new. And the facility that was just built over there with the Denver Broncos, it's new, it's big, it's grand, and the players love it.
It's guys, it's really something. So we did the tour. They said no pictures or videos, which wasn't my favorite decision, but not my rules. But I took notes on it. And so I'll just bounce some stuff off, jump in whenever you want. So, one of the things that Damani Leach said, who was leading the tour, he said, we built this thing with Colorado in mind. So there's a lot of these like the ceilings are all natural wood, like timber. And they're like these big
pillars.
Yeah, like, well, not pillars, but like on the ceiling.
Yeah.
There's like these massive pieces of wood like on the ceiling. This is not my space, as you can tell. I have no idea what I'm talking about. But like it looked grand and it looked original.
I'm telling you what, I'm not going to let you do the interior designing of my house.
No. They're not columns. They're like if columns were like slapped up on the ceiling. Yeah. Anyway, you guys know what I'm talking about. Don't even text in. You guys know what I mean. The place is 350,000 square feet. Are you kidding me? They have an alumni lounge just for former players with a speakeasy door disguised as a bookshelf that leads to like the sweet meeting room.
Come on.
And the door was like cracked. It just looks so cool. They have this common area, this massive common area right in the middle of the facility with like a kitchen, and the Super Bowl trophies are on display. It looks like the lobby of a Marriott hotel, honestly. Not counting players, all right? 280 people now work in this building every single day. They have a workout area just for staff, no players, just staff members. And what Damani Leach said, team president, he's like, this has like changed some people's daily patterns, like of when they come into work, how late they stay, letting traffic go because they're going to go work out, canceling gym memberships because you now have everything you need at the place you work. There was I thought this was pretty cool. There's yard lines near the ceiling through the facility. So like if you walked in the facility and you worked in the first working area, there's a 10-yard line. And then like maybe 30, 40 feet away, there's like the 20-yard line. So like talking amongst employees, like if they were like, where what space are you in? You could identify it by what yardage you are.
Like where Deborah at? Oh, she's at the 50-yard line.
Yeah, right.
Oh, okay.
Literally, that's
a ways.
That's how he says that they're talking right now. Lots of natural light, massive windows. All right, the meeting rooms, and I had this idea for the new stadium, and the meeting rooms are all named after Broncos themes. So there's like a meeting room, the conference room that's like the Barrel Man room. There's an Orange Crush room. There's a Thunder room. They did have glass doors on the football offices. All right. I heard a whisper, cannot confirm, but I heard a whisper. Sean Payton, not a fan of the
doesn't like the glass,
transparent glass windows.
Put it on the glass.
So it sounds like they are going to be frosting the windows so you cannot see inside.
A little bit of privacy, Z. We all need that once in a while, especially if that is your domain, if that is your office. Sometimes you get tired, you fall asleep, you don't want the head man. Maybe it's Greg Penner that's walking across. You have just glass windows. He can see you sleeping on the job. Sometimes you need to have that privacy so you can get some sleep, Z.
Yeah, and honestly, let's just be real. We've known from time to time, sometimes these coaches staying out late, maybe pour a little glass of bourbon or have like maybe you don't want that to be seen. And they have a barbershop that's been put out there, but they have a barbershop inside the facility. All right, the locker room, goodness gracious, guys, it has 102 lockers in it and is 4 to 5 times bigger than the old Broncos locker room that you used to be a part of.
Good. That was the issue right there for the players is the locker room, and also the coaches going into the locker room, ZB. That's one thing that as players you don't want. You want to have your space, right? Free space to say what you want. But a lot of times these coaches are walking in and out. They're listening to the and then they go back upstairs and they tell the coach. So hopefully the coaches are not going into the locker room now.
I don't think that's going to be happening too much. The training room is massive. It's 2 times larger than the old one. It looks like there's a spot for every single guy on the team all at once. The weight room is 1.5 times bigger than the old one, and the windows go from the floor right up to the ceiling with a massive garage door that will be able to open in the spring, or whatever months you want it to let in some natural air when the guys work out. The cafeteria was sweet, and like the menu, it was stunning. And we're told the cafeteria staff arrives at 4 o'clock in the morning to prepare for every single day. So it was grand. There's a lot of thought put into it.
First class.
It's just first class all the way around. I will say, one of the there was something that stuck out to me, and I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying it stuck out. All right, in terms of where Greg Penner's office was. And we'll get to that here in a second. This is KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver, and KARS-FM Laramie.
The 5 o'clock whistle, powered by Smart Local Union 9 sheet metal workers. Smart Local 9, where pride meets your future.
We are coming with it, and we are coming for it. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are The Drive, powered by Regen RX.
Woo! ZB, give me an office in there. I need to talk to Greg, see if I can get an office right next to Sean, right next to Davis Webb. Hear what they got going on, ZB.
I'm sure there's a broom closet for you, and I know you'll fit. I know you'll fit.
Is there glass windows for that, too?
Oh, my gosh. So real quick, and then I want to move on to even larger topics. I thought it was interesting that Carrie Penner, who was, so gracious, she's leaving her office when we're on the tour. And apparently the group was running behind of what we were supposed to be, so we were not supposed to intersect with her. And she's like, whoa, like, okay, like you guys are running a little bit behind a little bit here, Damani, like giving him a hard time a little bit. And she's like, do you guys want to see my office? And just like let us come into her office, and her view of over the field and the stands, and it's just brilliant, okay? It's just brilliant. And actually one of the guys that was there was like, used to have a balcony. Like, are you mad that you don't have your own balcony anymore? She goes, oh no, there's a balcony right there. She points to this like 400-foot balcony just off of her office.
She's like, don't worry, I got a balcony.
Yeah, like we're good here. And she was great. And gracious
like
with her
always.
time with us. Yes. I mean, you talk about first class, Carrie Penner. But I thought it was interesting. Damani Leach brought us in his office. Okay. And you know what the screensaver is? On the massive TV, it's the footprint of Burnham Yard. Put a pin in that, more on that in just a second. Damani's great. And he's got he's got a hat tip to 2 musicians on the wall in his office. One is A Tribe Called Quest, and another is Taylor Swift, and the poster of Taylor coming to Mile High.
Damani's mad at you right now. We can tell. I'm a Swiftie, man.
Oh,
what
dude,
are you telling everybody?
It was a sweet poster. I mean, it was super cool. But I thought it was interesting. Damani Leach, top floor, team president, right? Carrie Penner, top 4, like owner.
First class.
Greg Penner's office? Greg Penner's office is on the football floor next to the coaches. And I can't emphasize this enough. That is very unusual.
So the owner of the football team.
The owner of the football team.
Worth $80 billion.
Is not on the top floor with his wife, fellow owner, and the team president. His office is steps away from Sean Payton's office.
So it's not just an office that's somewhere else on that floor with the football team. It's literally next to Sean Payton's office and probably some other ones.
Yeah, and a bunch of other ones.
Yeah.
All the football guys are down
Davis
there.
Webb and trickles down.
And there Greg Penner's offices on the football floor. And guys, it's purposeful.
You think so?
I know so. I mean,
Greg just might want to be a part of the football team a little bit more, be part of the game plan. It's easy. He doesn't have to go walking down the steps. Maybe he just likes the scenery right there, ZB.
It's definitely not an accident. I just think it's very interesting. And I'll let people deduce for themselves, why I personally think it's so interesting. I'm not going to get into all my thoughts into an area that I could get myself into trouble. But I will say this. I think when the boss is right there, and he's there every day, the way that he was today, the way that he was on Saturday, the way that he was on Friday, there is an unspoken layer of accountability. And I think it's purposeful, and I think it's meaningful. And will that be the case with a future coach? Maybe not. Maybe not.
Yeah, I mean, I would feel uncomfortable if I was a head coach with the owner of the team right next to me, right? And it's just because it's like, that's my boss. Like, I say something that he doesn't like, he can come in here and say, hey, dude, like, I don't like that. You know, there's no privacy. And, Z, like, it's glass.
Well,
so you're looking at Greg
for now,
like, hi, man.
They're going to be frosting those windows.
Okay.
They're going to be frosting those windows. I heard a baby whisper. Sean was not a huge fan of the glass offices, but the privacy's coming. But I just thought that was interesting. Maybe just put it in your back pocket.
sure.
Greg Penner's office on the football floor. Atypical. Okay. Shifting gears. Damani Leach giving a press conference over the weekend, all right? The intent of the press conference, we were told, was to talk about the new facility.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, as team president and conversations behind the scenes, that if you make yourself available for the local media, now he doesn't talk every day like Sean does, right? We hear from Damani maybe 3 or 4 times a year. You know, if you're going to put yourself in that setting, you are going to be asked questions about what's going on with the stadium and the preferred site of Burnham Yard and what's been written about by the Denver Post and elsewhere of, like, there's problems. You know, I think of Councilwoman Torres saying 2 months ago the complexity of this situation is smacking everyone in the face. The Denver Post drawing the analogy of the stuff that needs to happen in the next 2 months is like a Rube Goldberg, where all these pulleys and wheels and marbles spinning and skateboards knocking dominoes over and all that stuff. That was the analogy.
Mike Kliss saying it's thorny with the situation that's going on with it.
Yes, and Mike Kliss saying that the probability is 70 to 75% about a month ago. And I'm like, wait, so that means 25 to 30%? Like, this thing could still end up in Lone Tree? And so you know in that setting you're going to get asked about that stuff. I don't think I have to go too far in the conspiracy theory weeds that I believe, and I'm speaking for myself here, I believe the press conference was held purposefully, not to gloss about the facility. The tour was going to do that naturally.
Mm-hmm.
It was to address what's going on right now with this stadium issue. And by the way, it's an issue.
So what you're saying is Damani wanted to have this, you're not putting words in his mouth, like this is what you're speculating. He wanted to have this press conference to put what's going on blast, saying that they're frustrated, they're doing everything they can, and now it's time for everybody else to pull their weight so that they can get this stadium going, right? The stadium done by 2031.
So I asked him, this, and this, I'm going to play his response for you here. This is the framing of my question, okay? The last time we heard from Greg Penner, it sounded like he voiced some frustration about the process of the new stadium and how the ball necessarily isn't in the Broncos' court. Is it fair to characterize from the Broncos' perspective that this has been frustrating? And this is what Damani Leach said to me.
Look, this is a pretty large and complex process, and there's days when I'm driving home listening to you, and I'm really excited about the progress that we're making. And I'll be honest, there's days when I have concern, there's days when I have frustration because you can't control it all. So yeah, I think that's fair.
All right, now again, you know, when the team president tells me when I'm driving home listening to you, that will never not be cool.
No.
I'm sorry.
Shout out to Monty.
That's always gonna be sweet. And the moment it's not, I should pick another career path. And Damani's great, but he at the end there, yes, that's fair. Like that's how he ended. Like, yes, that's fair. There's days I'm driving home, yeah, I'm excited, but there's other days and I'm frustrated. And so, yes,
but it's good to hear that, right? Like, this is something we've been talking about for almost a year now, it seems like.
Yeah.
And Damani coming out saying there are times where we're concerned and we're frustrated on what's going on because we, just like anybody else, like the fans, we want this stadium to be grand. We want this stadium to stay in Burnham Yard, so it's considered the Denver Broncos. We don't want to go to Lone Tree, but it's not on them anymore. That's what it's looking
not.
like, Z.
It's not. And look, and I'm speaking freely here, okay? If the team president of the Denver Broncos is in a press conference saying, we're frustrated, and you're saying that into microphones, what's being said? What's being said behind closed doors about what's going on here? Like, are you bleeping kidding me?
There's a lot of cussing going on, I'll tell you that much.
We have tried everything. We're not even asking for taxpayer money. What this is going to do, like financially, for the city of Denver is pretty awesome for the city in influx of finances, and these people can't figure it out. They can't, and it's got to be maddening. And now you have these so you have this situation with Denver Water and the emergency center. We covered this in great detail about a month ago. And you have this emergency center. It's got to be centrally located by 25 and 470 and 6th and all this stuff.
It's a big process.
It is, and they've identified Lot M months and months and months ago, okay? And now the community around that area is giving pushback saying, we don't want this. And now that those people in that community have hired consultants, and the consultants are going back and forth between, the Broncos and these consultants who are speaking on behalf of the community. And you also have, the council folks who, you need them to, vote on this and pass it. And it doesn't sound like there's agreement there. And
I thought there was a hard deadline too. So where does that come in on all this? If you're Greg Penner and
it's a great question.
Hard deadline. Is there a hard deadline?
If I were to guess, I would say yes. Billionaires don't make deadlines just to have those deadlines pushed around by bureaucracy. If I had to guess. And I've been talking about this for quite a while now. If the Broncos leave Denver, all right, and go to Lone Tree, well, I'll just speak personally. It's not going to mean too much to me. It's 15 minutes down the road.
Calm down, Zeke.
Most of the NFL don't play in the city in which they play.
That's true.
But if you had to choose, you keep it in Denver, right? They are trying. They've done everything they can possibly do to this point. And if they can't figure it out and the Broncos are playing in Lone Tree, and by the way, if I'm the mayor of Lone Tree, I'll continue to say I'm calling weekly.
Just daily at this point. Just call daily. Hey, you guys change your mind.
Why not? But, this thing it feels like the probability, and I'll say this too, it's still, I think, the most likely result is that it goes to Burnham Yard. But I just don't think the probability today on August 3rd is what it was on July 3rd.
Well, you sit here and say the likely result is Burnham Yard. I just want to know, because I still think it's going to be the Burnham Yard, place, destination. But is it going to be postponed? 2031 is not far away. You have a lot riding on this. You have the ambitions to have all these things coming to Denver. When it comes to WWE, maybe the Final Four,
the draft, the Super Bowl.
And so if you're not ready for all that, you're going to miss out on your opportunity. So, I just want to know about that hard deadline. And if Greg Penner is truly, I'm a hard deadline guy, or I'm willing to postpone it for a little while until things get ironed out with this situation.
I don't know. I don't know how concrete the deadline is. But we know 2031. And I asked someone inside the Broncos a month ago, I said, is the World Cup on their radar?
Mm-hmm.
And the answer was yes. The Women's World Cup is coming in 2031, and the Broncos have submitted to be a host city.
Yeah.
And so it feels like it's trending in not the right direction. And it feels like the Broncos are really frustrated and wanted this put out there to the community. And that happened this past weekend. And here is more Damani Leach talking about the process and wishing it would go a little bit faster.
It's hard to believe. It's been almost a year since we announced Burnham Yard as our preferred site. It remains our preferred site. We're laser focused on delivering it by 2031. It's been a great effort by ownership, ourselves, the staff, the city. I gotta be honest, I wish we were further along in some areas than we are now. I think areas where we do control, particularly real estate, you mentioned Burnham Yard, real estate, engaging with the community. We've done site tours of the location. The design of the stadium continues to evolve. The master plan continues to evolve. All those things are moving along really, really well, but we also understand that we can't do this alone. There's certain things we don't control. I think as an example, the community benefits process is something that we can't control. And we've had a lot of initial great discussions with community representatives. More recently here, it's been on more of a staff level. We're eager to engage with those community members directly, understand what they're looking for, what needs and interests they have in the development. Things like that we have to continue to progress. We said many months ago this is an ambitious timeline, so for that to happen, we need everybody to be involved. We can't do it alone in order to get to 2031.
And he said we can't do it alone.
Yep.
3 different times within the self-contained response. And so here was more of team president Damani Leach. Does it feel like 2031 is still available for the timeline?
I feel like 2031 is still achievable, for sure. Again, everybody has to be involved. Certainly there's things that we have to do and deliver to City Council, but there's other groups that are participating in the process in order to make that happen and make it a reality, but we think it's realistic and achievable.
All right, so what we have here is we have a highly motivated team that has done everything within their control to keep the Broncos in Denver.
Control the controllables.
And we have politicians, we have bureaucrats, we have consultants, we have upset community members, and it's just
it's messy,
and it feels like it's getting messy right now. All right, don't forget that when all these fires get put out, shovels don't go in the ground right away. The environmentalists have to come in, and we've heard how long that takes, to clean the site. And just everything that goes with that. That's not my space, but we've heard from environmentalists like, oh, you want a slow process? Wait till the environmentalists come in. So
achievable 2031, Damani Leach said. I don't know how achievable it is if we have to go through all that, and yet you're still trying to iron out some things with everybody else in the community. It's a lot, Z.
It's a lot. So if it was 70 to 75% a month ago, according to Mike Kliss, I would say it's because I don't want to sensationalize this, but I think there's a reason Damani Leach held that press conference, and so I'll say it's 60 to 65%. Still the most likely outcome, but not the same probability that it was a month ago, and certainly not the month before that. So here we are. Here we are. It's complicated, and there's a lot of layers that we don't understand. But I think they do, and I think the principals involved do, and I think that this past weekend was a form of turning up the heat on some of these people. Could you imagine being in the collection of people why the Broncos left Denver, Colorado?
I feel like they don't care, though, because if they cared and Damani Leach and the group is trying to heat things up, it doesn't seem like it's speeding it up.
No.
Still a snail's pace.
Yeah.
So I don't think they truly care. They should, because if this ends up going somewhere else, let's go Lone Tree. The stadium ends up in Lone Tree.
It'd be a lot easier if it went to Lone Tree.
Oh, for Greg Penner, oh, definitely.
There's more space.
Base, they're going to be upset, Z. There's a lot of the fans who are born and raised here. They are going to be mad as hell if that ends up being the case and the stadium ends up being in Lone Tree.
Yeah. Well, don't screw this up, folks. Don't screw this up. And there's a lot of people who and this does sometimes trend into the political realm.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of people who are like, dude, these people can't figure it out. Screw these people. Go to Lone Tree. And so there's a wide spectrum of opinions on this topic, but it's massive. And it's a massive deal for the city of Denver or potentially for the city of Lone Tree. And so, okay. Then you have this separate issue, a completely separate issue.
Now we're going down that road now.
That over a year ago, we started to warn you guys about. And I thought we got the closest thing to a confirmation of it this weekend. The personal seat license conversation. PSLs with the new stadium. And Damani Leach, team president, was asked about PSLs at the end of his press conference. And he said, we have not decided on anything. He said, but I will say almost every single new stadium in the NFL built in the last 20 years has personal seat license. That told me all I need to know. And if you're reading between the lines, they're basically telling you, like, maybe start preparing yourself for these personal seat license, which, of course, I know you guys know what it is, but it's still new to some people because we talk to people in the community when we're out on remote season ticket holders, and I'll ask them, a lot of people know, but I'll ask someone, what's your thought on PSL as a season ticket holder? And it's like, what is that? And I'm like, oh, man, I don't want to be the one to break it to you, but
like, don't punch me out.
A personal seat license, a one-time fee that you pay to the team in order for the right to pay for your season tickets. If that doesn't sound, that's not like computing, like the math ain't mathin', you're like a lot of people who thinks it is
crazy.
Crazy. And even price gouging in some people's opinions. Where do you come down on it, Phil?
I mean, they're going to do it. It seems like everybody in the NFL, at least, they're doing it with their stadiums. It's a way for Greg Penner to get his money back and use it for other things. It's not like he's just pocketing it. He's using it for other things. Me personally, I don't like it, though. I don't want to be the guy pocket watching, but I am. Greg Penner is worth $80 billion, the richest NFL owner there is. 32 teams, and Greg Penner is the richest one. And so with that being said, Greg Penner doesn't need more money. He doesn't need us to pay for the stadium when he can do it. This is his plan, right? This is his idea. He bought the team. And I know he's doing a great thing for us, and he needs us to chip in, and that's why they're doing these personal seat licenses. But he doesn't need us to truly chip in because he has the money to do it for this stadium that he's building.
Now, I'll never tell a fan how to fan,
Don't
right?
you dare tell me how to fan, Z.
And you know, I started saying that a handful of years ago. I'll never tell a fan how to fan, okay? And I'm not going to tell you how to feel on this because you don't sound crazy, okay? You don't. The sentence that I've always thought encapsulated the wealth of the Penners is as follows. The difference between number 1 and number 2 wealth in the NFL, the difference is more money than number 2 is actually worth. That's an incredibly powerful statement. So I'm not telling you you're crazy. But what I am saying
is I'm crazy.
No, far from it, far from it, is that PSLs have turned into the industry standard. It's now standard operating procedure. If you build a NFL stadium, you do PSLs. And in this case, in Denver, unlike, say, Buffalo, which is opening their new stadium this year, taxpayers help pay for that thing. This ownership group is not asking any money from taxpayers, all right? Because it seems crazy because maybe people in your sphere are super Bronco fans and they go to games every year, but like most people in the Metro, they don't go to Bronco games every year, all right? So they're not asking people who are not like hardcore fans of the team to pay for it, but they are asking the people that are hardcore fans to chip in some of what will ultimately be probably between $4 and $5 billion. And again, no one's going to want to hear this, but personal seat license, and I'll just give you guys some context here. And I did this a year ago in warning folks what's coming. In Major League Baseball, the Diamondbacks, Twins, Padres, Giants, and Cardinals have a form of personal seat license. That's 5 teams, okay? So the majority of the league does not do PSLs. In the NBA, it's even less. The Hornets, Warriors, Raptors, and Jazz use PSLs. In the NHL, it's even less than that. 2 teams, Columbus and Toronto, are the only teams that do personal seat license. Now here are the teams in the NFL that have some form of personal seat license. The Atlanta Falcons, the Baltimore Ravens, the Buffalo Bills, the Carolina Panthers, the Chicago Bears, the Cincinnati Bengals, the Cleveland Browns, the Green Bay Packers, the Dallas Cowboys, the Houston Texans, the Los Angeles Chargers, the Los Angeles Rams, the Las Vegas Raiders, the Minnesota Vikings, the New York Giants, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the San Francisco 49ers, the Seattle Seahawks, and the Tennessee Titans.
So 20.
That is 20 of the 32 teams. And I bet you the teams that haven't built new and then they'll do PSLs. I'm not here to tell you it's right, but I am here to tell you it's become industry standard. And I'm also not here to say that's okay either.
Well, I was going to say, like, for Greg Penner, he doesn't have to follow the crowd. He gets to beat to his own drum. He has $80 billion. He gets to make the rules for himself. He doesn't have to have personal seat licenses. He can go the other way. He can say, you know what, let me do this for you guys. And the fans, they already love him. They're going to love him even more. It's like, wow, he really is first guy. He really is taking care of all this. This is his dream, right? This is what he's built, his empire. But you want to chip in. You want everybody to chip in. I understand why. But he doesn't have to be that way. Just like,
well, he's not asking everyone to chip in. He's not asking everyone. If
everybody that loves football and wants to go to the games.
No. Everyone, if you want to go to the games, you can go to 1 or 2 games a year. But the season ticket holders, the hardcore fans, that's who is going to feel this the most.
They're going to feel the wrath.
And some people will drop out. There's no doubt. Because some people can barely put together the money to continue their season tickets, right? And so there's going to be, I would imagine, hundreds of people, if not thousands, who are like, I'm out. Some defiantly because I'm not like morally, I'm not paying for the right to pay. And there's others who are saying, we'd love to, but I can't come up with the $8,000, and then pay for my season tickets. And I'm not selling, the wife's car to do it. I
damn sure not going to do that.
No, so I try to see it from both sides, genuinely. This is just what's going to happen, and we should prepare ourselves. And I would tell the people who, are really just getting by in terms of paying for their season tickets.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of them out there. We've talked to them.
Yep.
Multiple.
And I would say you have 5 years heads up to save for this. You have 5, and the tiering will be different for everyone. So if you have 50-yard line seats, 100 level, like the personal seat license may be $15,000 a pop. You have 2 seats, $30,000 and then pay for the seats. If you have a suite, maybe it's $20,000, maybe it's $25,000. If you sit in the 500 level, it may be $800. So it's tiered different. And they have these graphs. They'll have the stadium, and I've showed you one of these where each section has a different color and a tiered price on it. So it's a very controversial topic. It's controversial in every market that it enters, and this is the first time that Denver, Colorado will experience something like this. So,
well, Damani Leach said they're still thinking of it, ZB. They're still thinking of it.
They're still thinking of it.
Still thinking.
They're still thinking about the price tiers. just how exactly how much this is going to cost.
We're going 15,000 or we're going 20, huh? Which one?
This is a very divisive topic, and we'll get into some of your reaction coming up next.
5 years, $70 million. That's Denver's reported offer. Peyton Watson's camp allegedly wants more than 25 a year. Milwaukee, the Clippers, and Atlanta are all pushing for a sign and trade. And word is Watson might just take the QO, play for $6.5 million, and bet on himself next summer. So what happens next? Does Watson blink? Does Denver budge? Or does somebody swoop in and take him? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
And Doug. Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Hi there, I'm Kim Rudell, owner of Wills and Wellness Estate Planning. The summer is flying by, as it tends to do. Stop putting off completing your estate plan. Come in and see us before school and sports start picking up this fall. We can help with wills, trusts, guardianship, powers of attorney, medical directives, and more. Come in before Labor Day and we'll get 10% off your estate plan. Just mention this ad. Find us at willsandwellness.com or give us a call at 720-266-8190.
Skip this year's front porch roofing circus and bring in the local professionals.
Visit us at DenverRoofPros.com.
No matter if it hails, rains, or snows, nobody knows your roof like the Denver Roof Pros. Hey!
Hey, it's Mike Evans with all these Bluebird days in Colorado. Enjoy the view through energy-efficient windows from Bluebird Windows and Doors. It's their Buy More, Save More event. Save up to 20% on your window and door projects. And when you mention you heard it from me, you'll save an extra 5%. Bluebird's family-owned, serving the Front Range for over a decade with windows, doors, and siding built for Colorado's harsh climate. Financing is available. Visit gobluebirdco.com. Bluebird Windows and Doors. Make today a Bluebird day.
I started my first business when I was 12, mowing lawns for about $5 a yard. I learned if you do the job right, people trust you and customers care that you show up and do what you say you're going to do. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Doors. From garage door repairs to upgrades, we show up, we stand behind every job. We only use the best parts, and spring's guaranteed to last a lifetime. When you care about the people you serve, you work harder and it shows. Call Don's Garage Doors today or schedule online at donsgaragedoors.com.
When it comes to garage doors, no one knows more.
Hi, this is Larry Jager with SCL Mortgage. It's home buying season in Colorado, and we can offer you the best loan program at the best available rate. Visit us at myspecialmortgage.com or call 303-790-2222, NMLS number 1200716.
Shop Honda keeps car buying simple. One price, one person, 1 hour means no games, no back and forth, and no dealer handling fees ever. Upfront pricing and one dedicated advisor who handles everything from start to finish. It's straightforward, stress-free, and honestly the way car buying should have always been. At Shop Honda, the experience is just as good as the vehicle you're driving home. Discover the Shop Honda difference for yourself. Visit Shop Honda today, proud partner of the Dover and Cecil Show.
I love days like these at the pool, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. I'm ready to make a splash with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza. Skyrizi is a prescription-only injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. At 4 months, most people saw 90% clearer skin when measured from head to toe, and many were even 100% plaque-free. People also saw significant improvement in psoriasis symptoms of pain, redness, itching, and burning.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Now there's nothing on my skin thanks to Skyrizi, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a 25% upfront bonus? And are they promising you up to 9% growth per year, all for your retirement income? If not, then you need to come to Trajan Wealth. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you plan to retire within the next 10 years, don't wait only to find out it's too late. I've seen hardworking folks like you retire only to be required to go back to work, all because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They aren't. That's up to $25,000 upfront or up to $9,000 per year on $100,000, guaranteed for retirement income. Don't keep working when you're supposed to be retired, and don't let any financial advisor tell you it's too good to be true. Unlock your Trajan family office at TrajanWealth.com or call 1-855-TRAJAN-1. That's 1-855-TRAJAN-1.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. DBA in most states has Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Aero Seal Colorado.
It's Training Camp 2026. Unfinished business. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, powered by Aero Seal Colorado.
All right, bottom of hour number 4 here on a Monday that has absolutely flown by. So many good conversations. And I want to gauge the reaction of our audience when we talk about personal seat license. Nate says, hey, Zach and Phil, are these PSLs a one-time thing or every year? No, they're one time.
One time.
They are one time, all right?
But if you sell or you're done with your tickets and you don't want to be...
Yep, if you pay the personal seat license and you have your seats for 3 years, and after 3 years you're like, you know what, I'm done with these, the team can resell the PSL.
Okay.
Yeah. But I also believe that I can sell it to you and you can have my season tickets without paying a PSL.
Oh, okay. All right, so that's good to know.
I believe that is the case.
And look, I'm seeing, blue collar people built the Broncos dynasty since 1960. If they charge a seat license fee, they are pushing out the average Joe. They're also limiting tailgating because they want us to spend our money at the bars and restaurants, and that's not the football experience I'll sign up for. I've had season tickets for 30 years. All right. The happy clappers that spend more time on the phone than watch the game can have my seats. I'll watch at home and get Red Zone. Go Broncos.
We're still going to be watching the games.
Yeah. Dante, you got one there behind the glass?
Yeah, there was a good point about being able to resell your PSL if you do buy it. There's another good one about asking if they would have first dibs on other events held at the new stadium as well.
I believe that is the case. I believe that to be true. Now, don't take it to the bank, but I remember doing the segment a year ago and warning folks that this is coming, and I do believe that there are advantages like that for, say, like Taylor Swift was coming. I think you might have, like be at the front of the line for those tickets. I'd have to circle back and do some more homework on that, though. So, yeah, a lot of people don't like it. They don't like it, and
you want that experience. All right, you want the fans to be rowdy too. It's gonna be hard to get those type of fans that are really rowdy that want to buy in to spending, let's just say, $30,000 for 2 seats, and then pay for the tickets.
Right. Yeah,
it's a lot, man.
There was a text here about the PSLs will keep the riffraff.
I saw
out
that
of the new stadium.
I don't like that.
I saw that.
Speaking of the riffraff,
are you the riffraff?
Yeah.
Did you guys see the fight at the Pittsburgh Steelers training camp?
Oh yeah, with the guy that was wearing the helmet.
In the it was so funny. I mean, everybody's on the same fan base at this point, and it's training camp. It's practice, and they're fighting in the stands.
Holy smoke!
Yeah,
that's Pittsburgh.
And I think a player
that's
had,
the Steel City.
One of the players that was doing autographs picked up a little boy and put him on the other side so he didn't get hit.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, it's insane.
Know how to act. Goodness gracious! Stuff like that drives me nuts.
As I'm fighting a fan.
Fighting each other as there's little kids around.
Yeah.
Yeah. And go.
No. I was gonna say don't you have something about what the Broncos are doing? Maybe to stop something like that from happening.
Yeah. So my wife and my son Owen and his football friend. Well, I shouldn't say football friend. His friend from football. Cole Herbert. They went to training camp today, and today was their day.
All right.
And so I was able to walk around and go see him and go say hi. Daddy's coming to say hi. It was a big deal for my kid, and met a couple listeners. On my way through. But yeah, after practice, what the Broncos are now doing is kids are able to come down out of the bleachers and try to get autographs.
So just kids?
Just kids.
Okay.
And I can tell you, my wife, who is the definition of a nervous Nelly, I'm pretty neurotic with stuff, but she's next level. And so she had to let the kids go, my son and his friend, down to the sea of kids. And there are hundreds of them.
Oh yeah.
And oh my gosh, but the look on these kids' faces, they got some autographs. No parents, right? And I personally, now I don't have a problem if an adult wants an autograph, whatever. But in that setting, I do think it's more important for the kids to have that experience.
Is, ZB. And I've been through experiences where there's a little kid that has his little helmet or a football, and you have a grown ass man cut right in front of him for you to sign his card that he's gonna sell. And it's dude, I'm not doing that for you. First of all, you're disrespectful by pushing this kid out of the way. Look at me right now. I'm pissed off. So, they'll literally do that to those little kids. Sick.
Yeah.
Sick world we live in.
And so my son brought a football in the hopes of getting it signed, and he got this football signed by Pat Surtain, Courtland Sutton, and I think Jalen Waddle. Yep. And so he is just the look on his face. My wife sent the pictures, and maybe I'll put a couple on Instagram later tonight. But the look on his face, it's that's what training camp is about right there. I mean, his little buddy Cole, he said out loud, "This is the best day of my life. The best day of my life."
And no telling if that little buddy Cole is going to be able to go to a football game this year. Right, but he gets to have that opportunity to see these players and get autographs. This is exactly what it's all about.
Yeah.
Not for these grown-ass men that want to fight, just to sell your stuff.
Yeah.
Come on, Z.
Yeah. Nope, I get it. I get it. Someone says $30K for 2 seats. I just choked on my drink. It just depends what seats you have. And I was doing the scenario where it's 15 each. If you sit in the 50-yard line, 100 level, it could be like that. It really could. And so the better your seats, the bigger the price tag for these PSLs.
There's people that are pro PSLs because they've been on the wait list for so long.
And they want people to drop off?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. I'm telling you, when you start talking about the stadium and you start talking about PSLs, the wide spectrum of responses that you get from every different angle, you know, so you literally have someone rooting for the PSLs because they're A-okay with paying, you know, that premium for their Broncos seats that they currently don't have because the wait list is so long. And this is why I go back when we talk about the stadium conversation. If the Broncos stadium ends up in Lone Tree, okay, and it could, and I think the probability in that is growing, people say, I'll not renew. Like, I'm done. For every person that says they're done, guys, like, there's 3 people to replace them in line for season tickets.
So tell me this, Z. If that was you who had season tickets and they were passed on from like generations of just being there, because that's what it seems like. Like,
yeah,
it's people that families did this over and over. So let's say put yourself in their shoes, and then this happens, personal seat licenses, and it's 15. Let's just say like your seats where they are now would be $15,000 a piece. You have 3 of them. I don't know what that would come up because it's $30,000 for 2.
Let's just go with 2.
Okay, so 2. Yeah, because my math is off. So 2.
Well, that would be. I mean, 30 plus 15 would be 45. But
okay, $45,000.
Let's go with 2. Let's go with 2 because most people have 2 tickets or 4 tickets. You know.
Okay, so $30,000. Would you do it?
Yes, I think I would. Now I'm the wrong person to ask because I don't want to be at a Bronco game every week or every other week. I don't I go 1 or 2 times and I am more than fulfilled. But if I were passionate about it and they'd been in my family and it's a one-time fee and I get to keep those tickets in my family for my kids and my kids' kids, you know, and I had 5 years notice that this bill was coming, I probably would. But that's hard to say because I'm not in that position and I'm just sort of forecasting for myself. But I knowing myself and the way that I will pay a premium for premium experiences, like I probably would. So, all right, let's take a look back. What did we learn today in Denver sports? We were out at practice, and it was the first day with pads. Our biggest takeaway coming up next.
It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth will kick things off starting at 6 a.m., powered by Applied Future Technologies. Then Dover and Cecil will react live to all the action until 2 p.m. thanks to Denver Roof Pros and Biondino Law Firm. At 2, The Drive will recap the day thanks to AeroSeal Colorado. Stay locked into Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and DenverSports.com for all the latest news and information during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, Broncos country, as you already know, it's me, Phillip Lindsay, and if you've ever watched me play, which I know a lot of you have, I'm all about speed, agility, and getting where I need to go efficiently. And when it comes to your summer vacation, you need that same kind of reliable power. And this is why I'm teaming up with my friends at Hermes Worldwide. So let's be real, getting to and from the airport or your destination could be a total fumble. And although your boy Phil over here has never fumbled in the NFL, I don't want to deal with stressful parking, unreliable ride sharing, and nobody else needs to deal with it either. And this is where Hermes Worldwide is going to step into the game, and score that game-winning touchdown for your travel plans. They offer top-notch transportation services, from sleek airport transfers and comfortable clean vehicles to reliable long-distance travel. They're dependable and very professional, and they understand that your vacation time is precious to you and your beautiful family. So, what I'm trying to tell you is you need to ditch the travel day headaches and make your summer vacation a guaranteed win. Call Hermes Worldwide today at 303-577-7600, or you can visit them online at ridehermes.com/DenverSports. Again, that's ridehermes.com/DenverSports to book your next ride today.
Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry buys, sells, and services pre-owned Rolex, Cartier, and all luxury Swiss watches. So if you're looking to make a change in your watch collection or just looking to sell, come to Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry.
Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry, located in the Highlands Ranch Town Center or online at MatthewsFineWatches.com.
Switching your account numbers is hard. Being forced to switch, even worse.
That's why at Belco Credit Union, we want to pay you to switch. From June 1st to August 31st, we're offering a $300 bonus when you open a new checking account with a qualifying direct deposit of $500 or more. They changed your account number. You can change who you bank with. Go to belco.org/switch for full offer details. Insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required. Conditions and restrictions apply. Belco. Banking for everyone.
You know your age, your weight, your income, and probably even the mileage on your car. But what's your testosterone level, and is that level normal for your age? If you don't know the answer, Low T Center can help, and we'll do it for free. Come take a free testosterone test and find out if Low T Center can help invigorate your life like it has for thousands of other men in your area. Go to fixmylowt.com and book an appointment online for your free T-test today.
Robbie Dino here at BeatTheDA.com. I've handled over 7,000 cases, 300 trials. Let's face it, divorce is really impactful. You may have a controlling spouse. You may have a violent spouse. You may have been a victim of a domestic violence. You may be wrongfully accused of domestic violence. This all affects parenting rights. And let's face it, the kids are the most important. These are the things that need to be handled. They need to be handled appropriately by someone that's going to protect your kids and protect your rights. Hit me up at BeatTheDA.com, 720-706-5151.
It's summertime, and Aleve is here to keep you on the go. Whether it's planes, trains, or automobiles, Aleve's got your back with up to 12 hours of back pain relief. With just one dose, you'll get to your destination and be ready for your next adventure. So pack your sunscreen, your shades, and your Aleve. No matter where your final stop, Aleve will keep you moving. From sunup to sundown, Aleve's got your back this summer. Feel Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a social media manager.
Did you just post our Q4 earnings to your personal social media?
Oh yeah, used the trending audio and everything.
That's confidential financial data.
Relax. It only went a little viral.
The SEC just commented with the eyeball watching emoji.
This is the job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Summers are made for time on your deck. Right now, when you purchase a new deck from 5280 Exteriors during August, you'll get free solar railing lights, no payments, and no interest until 2027 for qualified buyers. A two-time President's Club winner, 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Hi, I'm Donnie, owner of Fitness Gallery, where we believe there's nothing more important than your health. We can't stop time, but we can make your day more efficient, and we can help you get fit and stay fit.
Hey, Broncos country, I'm Terrell Davis. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer. Work out on your schedule from the privacy of your own home.
At Fitness Gallery, we have the nation's lowest prices on the highest quality products that stand the test of time.
Imagine this, no more wasting time in traffic, no more crowded gyms. And here's the touchdown play, get your family involved. Your health is your ultimate MVP, and I know staying fit is not always easy. Whether it's Rod, Carl, or myself, we shop at Fitness Gallery, and you should too. With the right equipment at home, you can train like a pro whenever it suits you. You never regret buying quality. Fitness Gallery sells commercial-grade equipment for the home. It's simply the best.
Invest in your health and happiness with Fitness Gallery. Visit one of our 7 store locations for a free home gym layout and design today.
Brooks is coming to Denver. The Blame It All on My Roots Arena Tour hits Ball Arena September 4th and 5th, and you don't want to miss it. General tickets are on sale now, but here's the best part. We're giving you a shot to win tickets. Just head to the DenverSports app and enter for your chance to win. Don't have the app yet? Now's the time to download it. Get entered, and we'll see you at the show. It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Here's The Drive with Zach Guy and Phillip Lindsay, powered by AeroSeal Colorado.
All right, final segment here on a Monday. We're going to be back out at training camp tomorrow for the Broncos. It's only going to get more intense. Today was the first day with pads. And my guess is it's a part of the new collective bargaining agreement that today's practice was so short. Yeah. They only practiced for about an hour. Although they did do some stuff for the first time. Today was the first time we saw one-on-ones.
Yeah, it was one-on-ones with where we were sitting, one-on-ones with the offensive line, defensive line, and if you were paying close attention, ZB, they had the big boombox out there.
For the cadence.
Yep. And it was Bo Nix's voice.
Heard.
Remember when we first started this journey, it was Drew Brees' voice. And now it's Bo Nix's voice where it's like, 180 said hut. And then the offensive line will react. And then you'll have the pass rushers that are going to react off the offensive line. And they're going at it. And GB lost a couple times. I'm going to have to get after his ass. He lost a couple times in the one-on-ones. Getting a little lazy out there.
Interesting.
You get NFL top 100. Now you're lazy out there. Come on.
Well, I'll say this. One guy who I thought, if you can flash in one-on-ones as an offensive lineman, if that's possible, I thought, who did a great job holding up on several reps is the 4th rounder out of Boise State, Cage Casey.
He did. He was standing his ground, and then he would they kind of regrouping, right? You regroup your hands, and then you anchor down, right? You anchor down so that the pass rusher can't continue to push you back, and he did do a great job of anchoring down and stopping him.
Yeah, that drill is like as an offensive lineman, in some ways you're set up to fail. Right, with that much space, trying to block this bigger, more athletic guy in front of you 9 times out of 10. That's the dynamic there. And, yeah, he hemmed a couple guys up and stood his ground. Did anyone else flash to you in one-on-ones?
One-on-ones, I usually take it with a grain of salt because it's one-on-ones.
Yeah,
right?
sure.
It's hard to really evaluate receivers, hard to evaluate the offensive line. I did like Jonah Ellis.
I was just going to say Jonah Ellis. Again, flashing in air quotes within the framework of one-on-ones, that's what Jonah Ellis did today.
Yeah, Jonah Ellis had a couple really good get-offs, worked on his moves. This is the time to work on your craft, right? You're working on your moves, the spin move, locking that arm out so you can get around it. And Jonah Ellis was able to do that a couple times. He's looking really, really good. He looks healthy and looks like he shed a couple pounds,
Man,
Seems like everybody is shedding pounds but me, huh?
He looks great. You do not. But he did today. What else? Riley Moss, I thought, made the play of the day defensively. Bo Nix put almost like a rebound up for grabs. 50-50 ball between Cortland Sutton and Riley Moss. It was such a bang-bang play. They both came down with the ball, but the guy who came away with it, a la Brandon Cooks, Jaquan McMillan in the Bills game, Riley Moss picking off Bo Nix against a guy who has made a career on winning those 50-50 jump balls like that in Cortland Sutton. That was really cool to see.
Yeah, and the offense overall looked sloppy.
Yeah.
They looked sloppy the first day of pass. The defense was getting after them. The run game looked sloppy. There was not a bunch of run lanes. Jonah Coleman had one run where it was an outside zone, didn't push it long enough to kind of get the defense running and slipped, right? These are like little things that will get cleaned up when they go and watch film. J.K. Dobbins had one handoff. It was a pitch. And Alex Singleton came rushing in. It would have been a loss of downs, loss of 4 or 5 yards. Another thing I put in my notes, ZB, I'm taking notes from you because you like to take notes. Stidham did a good job. Stidham did a good job when he was in there, play action, setting his feet, connecting with Troy Franklin down the middle for a 15-yard catch, and things like that you want to see. I can't wait to see what they look like tomorrow with more time, more offensive team periods, and more of just getting downfield. We didn't hear a lot from Jalen Waddle.
No.
A couple from Cortland Sutton. It was the Pat Bryant show, and not even for Troy Franklin. He had one catch that was during team. Other than that, it was quiet.
Yeah, Pat Bryant, I thought, really stood out as the best offensive player today for the Denver Broncos. He is emerging right in front of our eyes in real time. This was Sean Payton after practice, what he likes about his second-year wideout.
His weight's at a good spot. He's got some of the better hands in traffic with his feet on the ground. He's really good run after the catch. I said this to you guys a year ago. He's real smart, so he's someone that can move from X to the slot. It'll be easy creating his role.
It'll be easy creating his role. I think that's a powerful statement. In a crowded room of pass catchers like that guy, yeah, he's good. That's not a problem for us.
Evan Ingram.
Yeah, Evan Ingram. Go ahead.
And I was going to say, with Evan Ingram, they had him on the outside as a receiver at times, too. And he had a one-on-one opportunity against Jahdae Barron during team on a slant route. Jahdae Barron got turned around a little bit, and Evan Ingram was able to catch and run for 10, 15 yards. So it's good to see that Davis Webb is putting Evan Ingram all around the field, not just at tight end, but he was playing some receiver today.
Yeah. I asked Sean Payton about Jahdae Barron, who had multiple passes thrown on him and caught on him. At one point, when Pat Bryant caught a slant on him, he threw his head back in frustration. Barron, it's just it's just not going according to plan right now.
Struggling.
I wish I could say something different, but now the days are beginning to stack, right, as we're kind of 5 days into this thing, 3 days in an official capacity, but 5 days including the 2 acclimation days. Sean Payton actually said that he wanted to clear something up when I asked the question. He's like, Jade Barron has not moved to safety. He's like, someone wrote that. I'm not even going to talk about what they wrote, but he has not moved to safety.
I don't think Jade Barron hasn't been to safety one time. Maybe during a walkthrough, maybe at the beginning of a practice. But when you guys are seeing Jade Barron out there and it looks like safety, it's nickel,
right?
Or it's dime. I mean, it's dime package.
It's a dime. He's just he's like pretty far back from the line of scrimmage, so it may appear that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Jade Barron, Broncos first-round pick from a year ago, has not moved to safety. And then Luke Wattenberg, the Broncos starting center, got banged up and had to leave practice. Obviously, not ideal.
Hopefully he's out there tomorrow. Hopefully Loner at some point's out there. Hopefully we see Drew Sanders again being out there.
We'll talk about him more in dedicated fashion tomorrow, as he had a brace on his leg today. So not good for the maligned linebacker who just cannot seem to get right physically. And so more on that tomorrow. Guys, we'll be back at 2 o'clock giving you all our observations from Broncos training camp. But until then, we step aside. It's Mike Rice and Dante Gomez. Denver Sports Tonight is next.
Football camp about to open on both sides of the state, and both CU and CSU are starting over. In Boulder, Dion's got 2 new coordinators, another portal overhaul, and Julian Lewis trying to prove he's the guy after a 3-9 disaster. In Fort Collins, Jim Morris building from scratch with 75% roster turnover, a 3-way QB battle, and a brand new conference. Which program is trending in the better direction and can either get to a bowl game? We're about to find out. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? Zach here. On behalf of the city of Aurora, when it comes to the golfing side of things, man, oh man, oh man, I love these guys. The 5 golf courses, all open to the public, professionally maintained. All right, I'm talking Aurora Hills, Meadow Hills, Murphy Creek, Saddle Rock, Spring Hill. Was just playing Saddle Rock on Friday night. That is my home away from home. Professionally maintained courses, restaurants for post-round fun. Guys, I have junior golf camps and lessons. My son, Owen, was just at the camp in Murphy Creek last year. He did it at Saddle Rock. So fun. Lessons are available. I am currently taking lessons. Shout out my guy, Jeff Carter, over there at Murphy Creek. Man, oh man, oh man. I'm getting so much better. Cannot believe I shot a 44 on the front 9 at Saddle last time I was out there. Did not believe I was capable of that even a couple months ago, but that's where those lessons are taking me. Guys, kids golf free after 2 p.m. with a paying adult. Are you kidding me? That's one of the best deals in the entire metro. So book your next tee time now at golfaurora.com.
Colorado, it's time to take our recycling to the next level. That's why Recycle-On Colorado is bringing you more curbside and drop-off service from peaks to prairies. Guidelines as clear as our skies, so you know what goes where. And the price? As free as gawking at bighorns on I-70. You deserve a recycling system you can count on, like your puffiest winter coat. And we're here to give it to you. Learn more at recycleon.org/Colorado.
Stoke here from my friends at Roller Auction, leader in Colorado auctions for over 50 years, and they have one of my favorite auctions that's open for bidding right now that's ending next Wednesday. All you got to do is go to rollerauction.com to get logged in, to get signed up. It's free, it's easy, it's open to the public. Government fleet vehicle and equipment auction ending next Wednesday. Got all kind of cars, trucks, SUVs, UTVs, John Deere full-wheel drive, RTV. I'm telling you, motorcycles. This thing is packed full of some unbelievable items. Like I said, it's open for bidding right now, ending next Wednesday, only at rollerauction.com.
The 2 most exciting words in barbecue: